And good evenings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SNU Football Stadium. Southern Nazarene football is on the air. Tonight, a gorgeous night for football as the Crimson Storm, with the matinee special, taking on the number 14 team in the land, the Ouachita Baptist Tigers. Hi, everyone. Luke McConnell alongside former SNU offensive lineman Grayson Winters tonight, filling in for Landry Franks. Delighted to have you with us on a gorgeous, little blustery evening here in Bethany for tonight's Great American Conference clash between the Crimson Storm and the Tigers. SNU coming into tonight's game 4-4 this season off a 27-13 win at East Central last week, snapping a 3-game losing streak dating back to the game here on September 30th against Southern Arkansas. Ouachita Baptist comes in 7-1 overall this season. They bounced back last week after a tough loss at Harding the week prior, defeating Arkansas Tech 31-24, a bit closer than everyone expected. But the Tigers come in, one of the best teams in the conference, still fighting for a playoff spot in the Super Region 3. But Grayson, tonight it's about SNU, and you've been a part of this program renaissance for the Crimson Storm. And what have you seen out of the Crimson Storm this year that makes you think that last year's success and the success that we've seen this year is sustainable for the long term?
I think they haven't really skipped much of a beat. It's really exciting to see that the run game's still going, and this offensive line has, got a couple of guys that came in with me, and they're still here, and they're still playing well. And I think Haight has built a culture behind these guys that's going to be here as long as he is. So I'm excited for the future of this program, and I think everybody else that's SNU football fan should be.
SNU comes in third in the nation in rushing offense, 275 yards per game. Harding, Southern Arkansas, SNU, that's your top 3 rushing offenses in all of Division II. Crimson Storm have been great in that category this season. They're 17th nationally in total offense, 10th in yards per play, 4th in yards per rush, and 11th in time of possession. It's pretty cool to see SNU in the high number, or in the low numbers, if you will, up there in the national rankings. I know that that wasn't something that you guys focus on as players necessarily, but as an alumnus now, what does that mean to you?
Oh, it means a lot. I mean, when I was here my first year, we were just, we hadn't figured stuff out. We hadn't come together as a team really, and our defense was always good when I was here at the beginning of the time, and it's awesome to see this offense really make a complete 180 from what we were when I was a freshman to how we are now. So it's really impressive.
The Tigers, again, 7-1. They've been ranked in 60 straight AFCA polls, dating back all the way to the 2016 season. They haven't lost in Oklahoma since September of 2016 as well, and they lost down in Durant to Southeastern. The Tigers are really good across the board, and this is the lone GAC team that SNU has yet to defeat in their time in the Great American Conference. Grayson, what makes the Tigers such a great team?
I think that this defense that they have has always been something serious, and they do a lot of stuff up front that's given problems to us in the past. And they've always been a big dominant team in this conference, but that's what it is. They run the ball and they're physical, and that's what makes them so difficult to beat.
Running back Kendall Givens leading the nation in total touchdowns this year, 18 this year. He's rushed for 860 yards and holds the Ouachita career rushing TD mark with his 51st last week against Arkansas Tech, beating out his former teammate TJ Cole, who had the record set a year ago at 49. So Kendall Givens, with still eligibility left, now holds the Ouachita rushing record. But like you said, Grayson, it's the defense that makes them go, and it's a real big physical bunch, but they've got playmakers at every level of the defense.
Yeah, they absolutely do. This defensive line coming back, a lot of returners. They did lose an All-American at DN last year, but filled in that spot pretty well with some guys that had got some play time. So I think they're still very dominant up front and definitely not lacking in the linebacker spot or in the secondary.
A little bit of a tweak last week along the offensive line for SNU. We saw Andy Cardenas bump back out to left tackle. He's been at left guard all of this season. To that point, after spending the first couple years of his career out at left tackle, Zach Cizik moved back to left guard, and Braden Glover stepped in at the starting center role. What does that allow SNU to do, or is it just simply, trying to find that right combination of guys?
I think it's a little bit of finding the right combination, but it also comes down to the fact that Zach Cizik is a very good puller, and that's what our offense is. When you put him in the game, he fills up a lot of holes, makes a lot of holes for everybody. So he's just a good option to have there, and he's really good at tackle. He's been playing there for 3 years now, and I think this combination with them two there is just really dynamic for this offense. So.
Crimson Storm and the Tigers coming up in just about 10 minutes time. One of just 2 games on the Division II schedule tonight, so the eyes of D2 football will be here in Bethany this evening. We'll step aside for a quick break, come back with SNU head coach Dustin Hay to get his thoughts on last week's win as well as tonight's game against the Tigers. Then we'll come back with keys to the game and players to watch. This is SNU football. Welcome into our pregame conversation with SNU head coach Dustin Hay to the Crimson Storm back at home this evening taking on Ouachita Baptist. And Dustin, going back to Saturday's win over East Central, nearly 400 yards on the ground. The offense looked really good.
Yeah, it was good. It wasn't as easy as the paper looks. It was a 5-yard, 3-yard, 7-yard type offensive day, and then we just stuck with it and some stuff broke. Defense played as good as they've ever played, and that was fun to see, and got really good contributions out of the special teams units, so complimentary football was the word of the day, and that was a fun team win for us for sure.
Yeah, I had the fake punt touchdown by Nick Blanchard. I know you've been holding that one in for a while. How do you determine when to pull that card out throughout the season?
I just have that timing. I felt like the timing was right, and the way our defense was playing was a huge part of that. And I even told the defense during the game on a couple of those 4th downs, I'm like, we're going for it because we're the way you're playing and we trust you. So, and that's a lot of that fake punt. If you don't get it, defense is playing lights out right there at that point. And so I'm glad we did, but I didn't have a crystal ball or anything. Our defense was playing really well at that time.
Throughout the week, you guys as coaches are, pumping your guys up, giving them confidence, and over the course of the season, how important is it to be able to do that in the game and be able to send that confidence message to them within the game as well?
Yeah, it's fun. Those guys, they practice all the time, and it's always a joy in practice when Nick Blanchard gets the ball and claims he's going to truck somebody on when he gets it and all this. And he didn't have to run over anybody, which was fun. But, no, those guys had a blast with it, and we're challenging these guys to play free and all the time, and calls like that in those situations just kind of prove to them that the coaches are all about that too, and go for it. You got nothing to lose, and go have some fun with it. And like I said, when your defense is playing that free and that fierce, it's easy to do.
Ouachita Baptist, the opponent tonight, they've been some of the class of the conference over the past several years in particular. What makes the Tigers such a good team?
They're probably, if not they're the best. Well, they're the most well-coached team in the conference. And their personnel is great. Their schemes are good. They fit their personnel to their scheme as well as anybody. And so, just being a well-coached, disciplined team is a big part of that. And they've got great players. So, it's a definite challenge. And they've been, like you said, the class of the conference for a really long time, and that hasn't changed this year.
You've mentioned in the past that starting fast against some of these more physical teams is really important. How do you do that tonight against the Tigers?
Well, hopefully we're coming in with enough scheme confidence and enough personal confidence that they won't be waiting around to feel out opponents, and that's something that we've preached at really hard. And so hopefully our guys will put that into play. But just showing up prepared, I think, is a big part of that, and then realizing that we don't need to wait around. We can go make plays now, and hopefully we're to that point as we've matured.
Then finally, short week this week. How have you and your coaching staff prepared the guys to be fresh on just a few less days prep?
Yeah, we still gave our guys Sunday off just to try to get their legs back underneath them, and then we really alleviated contact this week. Now, we're still practicing fast, and we're still doing those things schematically, but we scaled back the physicality of practice, extended our training room times a little bit to give them some extra time. And then we actually got rained out on Tuesday, And so even that practice we pushed that practice all the way and practiced under the lights. So they had a little bit more prep time for some treatments and just to get their legs back underneath them. But I think they're physically ready to go, and we had a spirited run through yesterday, and so I think we're there.
Well, Dustin, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck against the Tigers tonight.
Thanks, Luke.
Welcome back to Bethany, just about 4 minutes away from kickoff as the captains head out to midfield to meet for the coin toss. Just a quick look at the Great American Conference standings coming into tonight's contest. Harding up there at 8-0 in firm control over the conference with wins over the next 4 challengers in the standings. Ouachita Baptist at 7-1. You got Henderson State and Southern Arkansas sitting there at 6-2. Oklahoma Baptist at 5-3, SNU and Southeastern right there in the middle at 4-4. East Central and Arkansas Tech at 3-5, Arkansas Monticello at 2-6, and then Northwestern and Southwestern in the cellar, both at 0-8, with not a lot of optimism to wipe out that 0 before they meet in 2 weeks. Grayson, your keys for tonight's game.
I think the keys for tonight's game are to make Ouachita one-dimensional. Got to stop the run or stop the pass, one of the two, and by doing that, you either got to stop Kendall Givens or you got to stop Connor Flanagan. So make this team one-dimensional, and that's kind of the key to winning defensively. Offensively, we got to block this big defensive line and run the ball well. That's what we need to do, and that's, I'm sure every single offensive lineman on this team knows that this defensive line is going to be good, and in order to win, we got to push them around. So.
Ouachita won the toss and deferred to the second half. SNU will get the ball first to start the game, heading south into the strong south breeze that we have this evening. Earlier in the week, it looked like we might get some rain here, Grayson, but I would say that we got the complete opposite of that here tonight. Just a perfect weather night here in Bethany. It should be nice. Could do with about a 20-degree temperature drop, of course, but we'll get that early next week.
Definitely. I think we're having cold front moving in Tuesday. It's going to be a little bit of ice. I heard some around there.
Oh, yikes! Big yikes there. Grayson, what do you recall about facing Ouachita? Again, the only team that SNU hasn't defeated, but tonight it's an intriguing matchup just because you guys played them so early in the season last year before the offense really got rolling as SNU takes the field here in Bethany. And now you've got 17, 18 games of data that say, hey, SNU can be really good offensively and really move the football. Ouachita hasn't seen that yet, and tonight is the night where they get to experience that.
Yeah, I completely agree. Last year we kind of came out and they play really, really well at home and they struggle on the road. And I don't know what it is, but every time they come out to Bethany, they always struggle on the road. So I think this is a good spot for us to be in, especially with them coming out here on a short week. I think that we're in a good spot here for this game.
Couple personnel notes to pass along. Jarrell Farr back at wide receiver for SNU, got hurt in that Southern Arkansas game back on September 30th and has missed the last 3 games, but he is dressed, ready to roll tonight, feeling good and healthy. Also, Carter Brock picked up that targeting penalty at East Central last week late in the 4th quarter. That appeal was denied, so Carter Brock will have to sit out the first half this evening. So it'll be Emmanuel Obina and Cole McMahon in at the middle linebacker spots for SNU to start this game. And that'll be a key thing to watch in the early going as SNU has to weather that half suspension, half without Carter Brock this evening. But it will be SNU football moving left to right here in the first quarter, excuse me. Again, strong south breeze, shadows stretching out over the field here in Bethany. It'll be Bethany's own Dax Jaggers to kick this one away for the Tigers, with Donald May back deep for the Crimson Storm, along with Weston Smith, his first appearance back there on the kickoff return team. SNU in gray tops, crimson pants, white helmets. The Tigers all whites tonight with the purple helmets with the white Bengal stripes. We're ready for football, the run-up and the boot. high end over end kick's going to sail through the end zone for the touchback, and SNU will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Again, a bit of a shift in the offensive line last week with Andy Cardenas moving out to left tackle. So left to right, you've got Cardenas, Zach Cizik, Braden Glover at center, Will McCune at right guard, and David Morales at right tackle for the Crimson Storm. Gage Porter leads the unit out. Ball right in the middle of the field. Carlos Cepeda is the back. One wide to the left, two to the right for the Crimson Storm. Porter motions Fellows. Takes a snap, gives to Cepeda, trying to pick his space around left end. He'll get one up to the 26-yard line, taken down by Jeraylon Burks. Second and 9 here for SNU. Ball on the left hash. Two wide left here. Fellows to the right of Porter in the pistol set. Cepeda behind him. Robertson comes in motion. Porter gives it to Robertson. Tries to cut up field, and he runs right into the waiting arms of Trey Proctor. No gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9.
They look to be in a 4-3 front right here, and that's kind of forcing our wide receiver to have a matchup on one of these linebackers on every play, as he's going to be the adjuster on the play side.
.15 on the play clock. Over a minute gone by in the first quarter. 3rd and 9 for the Crimson Storm. Ball just inside the right hash. Two wide receivers left, one to the right. Cepeda behind Porter. Porter takes a snap. Fakes to Cepeda, back to pass. He's got time, steps up in the pocket, fires to the sideline. He's got his man, Aaron Fellows, who falls out of bounds at the 37-yard line. First down for the Crimson Storm.
They seemed like they were going to show a lot of pressure there, and everybody dropped back into coverage. That's a good read by Gage right there.
Pickup of 11 up to the 38-yard line. 1st and 10, Donald May into the game for the Crimson Storm. On this 1st and 10, 13 minutes to go, first quarter, opening drive of the game. May to the left of Porter, two wide right. Robertson comes in motion to the near side. Porter takes a snap, fakes it to May, trying to pick his way up the middle. He's going to be plowed under and taken down. Josiah Johnson coming down from his safety position. Makes the play right at the line of scrimmage, 2nd down and 10. Johnson 4th in the league in tackles, 65 this season, 10 last week in the win over Arkansas Tech. Drew a lot of praise from Coach Hayden in our conversation with him earlier today. Second and 10 from the left hash. Two wide receivers right, one left. May behind Porter now. He motions him out of the backfield to the near side. Porter, quarterback draw all the way. Breaks through. He's got space. Following the block of Zach Cizik. Tries to get outside. He's going to be wrestled down right at the line to gain at the 48-yard line. It's going to be enough for the first down. A 10-yard pickup for Gage Porter. Grayson looked like he might have had some more space up the middle if he just rode the back of Big Zach there in the middle of the field.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little bit hard running out there as an offensive lineman. You know, Gage is obviously faster than us. I've been in that situation before. It's kind of hard for him to make a read from there, but hey, first down, we're moving the chains.
SNU in no hurry, 11:25 to go first quarter. 2 first downs thus far for the Crimson Storm. With the ball at their own 48-yard line on the left hash. Two wide receivers right, one left. Here comes Robertson to the near side. Porter gives it to Cepeda right up the middle. He goes. They'll give him one. Taken down on the play by Chance Taylor, junior out of Fort Worth, Texas. Gain of 1 to the 49-yard line of the Crimson Storm as drive extends into its 4th minute. A gorgeous night in Bethany. 2nd and 9 for the Crimson Storm. Colby Branch in at wide receiver on this play. Ball in the left hash, diamond formation. Donovan Hill split out wide right. Porter gives it to Fellows, trying to get outside. And he's not able to turn the corner. He's going to lose one back to the 48-yard line, forced out of bounds there by Mario Ganter, sophomore from El Dorado, Arkansas. That'll make it 3rd and 10. Grayson 3rd and 10, right in the middle of the field between the 40s. What do you look for here?
Obviously we're expecting pass here, but hopefully I'd look at Donovan Hill up top is probably what we're looking at, or Asa Robertson in the slot.
Robertson goes up top, 3 wide receivers to the left. Porter back to pass. It's a screen to Cepeda. He's got space. Morales had one block, but Proctor gets around the other block and is able to wrap Cepeda up. It's a gain of 3 to the 49 of Ouachita, but no further as the Tigers make the stand, and SNU will be forced to punt with 9:45 to go in the first quarter.
Looked like the guard got caught up right there on his D lineman and couldn't get out to on that screen right there. That's unfortunate.
Adam Atwell on to punt this one away. 4th in the conference, 42-yard average. Connor Flanagan standing at his own 35-yard line. And that one is partially blocked by Proctor, who came in untouched. And is going to be downed by Colby Branch at the 42-yard line. So officially a 7-yard punt for Atwell. Wasn't going to be too long into the wind anyway, but obviously the blocked punt not ideal for the Crimson Storm with 9:17 to go in the opening quarter. Now the Tigers 1st and 10 at their own 42-yard line, and we'll get a look at quarterback Riley Harms and running back Kendall Givens. One wide either side. Tight end comes in tight. Give is to Givens. Picking his way off the left side. Gets up to the 48-yard line. A gain of 6 before he's taken down by Jalen Mays. 2nd and 4 for the Tigers. Two wide left, one right for the Tigers with the ball on the right hash, 2nd and 4. Givens to the left of Harms. Harms slings it out quickly to Flanagan on the near side. Makes Holden Hill miss. A flag comes in. Flanagan taken down at the SNU 40-yard line, but let's see what the flag is all about, thrown by the side judge. No flag is the call. I think they might have been looking at offensive pass interference, but the ball was thrown at or behind the line of scrimmage. So the 12-yard pickup down to the SNU 40-yard line puts the Tigers 1st and 10 on the left hash. Everybody in tight here on 1st down. Harms takes the snap, gives to Givens. Picking his way up the middle. He's going to be gang tackled after a gain of 2 down to the 38-yard line. Austin Martin, Nick Blanchard in on the tackle along with Emmanuel Obina. Second and 8. 2 wide right, 1 left for the Tigers. Harms looking for the quick slant. He's got Flanagan. He's got space across the 20. Inside the 15 goes Connor Flanagan. The GAC's leading receiver got some space against Holden Hill and took it all the way down to the 14-yard line, a gain of 24. 1st and 10, Tigers in the red zone. Grayson, SNU's been great in the red zone defensively the last 3 games. Opponents just 5 of 12 over the last 3 games in the red zone.
Yeah, this D-line's making a big impression this season. Austin Martin's played really, really well at nose, and looks like they've just moved into the 4-man front right now.
Harms takes the snap, gives to Givens. Givens running and bowling all the way down to the 5-yard line. Give him 9 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 1. The Tigers can get a first down inside the 5-yard line without scoring, as we were on 6:50 and counting in the first quarter. SNU chewed up 5 minutes off the clock, got out to about midfield. Here's the Tigers on their first possession. Stretch play. Arms gives to Givens, trying to get upfield. Nick Blanchard with a nice play, but Givens cuts inside, got the first down to the 3-yard line. Nice job by Nick Blanchard stretching the play out there, Grayson, but SNU unable to take advantage of that hard work.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of a hold of his jersey right there. Surprised there wasn't much of a flag on the play.
So the Tigers have 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. 2 wide receivers out wide left for the Tigers. SNU just 1 cornerback out there. Wildcat formation here. Givens takes a snap, running left all the way, cuts it up inside, and he scores. Touchdown, Kendall Givens. His 19th of the season, 52nd of his career, and the Tigers draw first blood with 5:55 to go in the first quarter.
Like we said earlier, they gave the ball to 2 guys on that play. We gotta make them one-dimensional. That's the key to it.
Gabe Goodman on for the extra point. It's up and good. So with 5:55 to go in the first quarter, our score, Ouachita Baptist 7, Southern Nazarene 7-0. We'll take a timeout and come back with more. This is SNU Football.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Welcome back to Bethany as the shadows continue to lengthen across the field at SNU Football Stadium. 7-0, Ouachita Baptist with the early first quarter lead. 5:55 to go in the opening stanza. Luke McConnell and Grayson Winters with you this evening. Delighted to have you for this Thursday night special. Dax Jaggers has it teed up for the Tigers. Donald May and Weston Smith back deep for SNU. That one's going to sail over Donald May's head and all the way through the end zone for a touchback. And Grayson, the 4-3 alignment for the Tigers, giving SNU a few problems early on, especially on that jet motion. Walk us through that.
So they run that 4-3 front. They put 2 linebackers in. It almost looks like a 4-2, and they have one of those linebackers shifted over to the field. You'll probably see a lot of these jet sweeps run into the boundary because you're putting a running back on a linebacker or you're putting a slot on a linebacker whenever we run that jet motion. So it's going to be a lot of balls going to the field, I'd presume.
SNU comes out. Jarrell Farr on the field for this series. Ball right in the middle of the field. Mason Robertson goes in motion to the top of the formation, giving 3 wide receivers out there. Porter, quick hitter over the middle to Farr. He's got it all the way up across to the 35-yard line. A quick pickup of 10. A good find from Porter in the slot to Jarrell Farr, and Porter starts this one 3 for 4 today. SNU pushes tempo a little bit. Everybody moved, but the ball did not there, Grayson.
Yeah, that's got to be a false start. Yeah, not a everybody but the center.
Exactly. Everybody but the center. So the 5-yard penalty sets SNU behind the chains, 1st and 15 at their own 30-yard line. Ball on the left hash. Farr and Hill to the right side, Robertson to the left. Now Robertson comes in motion to the near side. Porter fakes the give to him. He's back to pass. He's got time, looking on the out to Jarrell Farr. A diving snag in Ouachita territory. What a catch for Jarrell Farr all the way to the Tiger 46-yard line.
And you said having him back's going to be big, and that shows it right there. It's good to have 0 back.
SNU pushing the tempo. 2 wide either side. Porter back to pass. He's got time. Now escapes the pocket to the right, and he's got space. Cuts inside to the 40. Runs over Dawson Miller inside the 40-yard line to the 37. 9 yards for Gage Porter. And a little how do you do for Dawson Miller.
Coach had seen it enough over there on the Ouachita sidelines. He put that starting D-line back in.
2nd and 1 for the Crimson Storm, 4:15 to go opening quarter, the second drive of the game for the Crimson Storm. Ball on the right hash, 2 wide to the left, 1 to the right. Zapata the back behind Porter in the pistol. And now a flag flies, and going to get another false start here on SNU. Dustin Hay looking for an explanation there. So that makes it 2nd and 6 now.
Yeah, well, I would not want to be in that huddle with Gage right now after that false start.
Donald May subs in on this 2nd and 6 as Zapata heads off. May motions out to the top of the formation, and flag flies again. I think we're going to get a delay of game penalty now on SNU. So back-to-back penalties after the 9-yard run by Gage Porter now sets SNU up 2nd down and 11. And Zapata comes back on. Donald May heads off. Grayson, we might have jinxed him.
I was about to say the same exact thing. I think we might have jinxed him right there.
Just talking pregame about how delay of game has not been an issue for the SNU offense this year. Here in the first quarter, we go and do that. Porter back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, fires over the middle. He's got Donovan Hill in space at the 35, inside the 30-yard line. 1st down. Terrific strike from Gage Porter and a nice route there by Donovan Hill. SNU goes quickly. The Tigers sub equally quickly. 3 wide left for Porter. Swings it out to Farr on the bubble. He's got blockers out there following them, and he's going to be knocked down at about the 22-yard line. So a gain of 7 for Farr on 1st down. Makes it 2nd down and 3 from the Ouachita 23-yard line. Ball on the left hash. 2:24 to go first quarter. Porter rolls out. Escapes the pocket to the right. Looking for help. It's a race to the sideline. Runs right over Trey Proctor and carries Ouachita defenders to the 19-yard line. That should be enough for the 1st down, and it is.
I think 1 more second there, and he had ace in that back left-hand corner on that boot.
So SNU 1st down inside the red zone. Under 2 minutes to go first quarter, trailing the Tigers 7-0 in a very fast-moving first quarter in Bethany. Ball on the right hash, 2 wide right, 1 to the left for the Crimson Storm. Now Fellows goes in motion to the top. Porter fakes to Fellows, gives to Zapata into the teeth of the Tiger defense. He'll get down to the 17-yard line, a gain of 2. Dawson Miller in on the tackle along with Burks. Not a lot of space there in the middle of that defense there, Grayson.
Not much, not much. I think they're playing the run big time, and it seems like they're not pass rushing overly. They're worried about Gage scrambling, I think.
Coming up on 1 minute to go in the period. 2nd and 8 from the Tigers' 17-yard line. SNU moving to the south end zone here in the quarter. Diamond formation. Now Fellows motions out to the right. Comes back in motion to the top. Porter following his blockers patiently. Picks his way. Still on his feet. And he's finally taken down by a host of Tigers. Trey Proctor among them, along with Kenta Jones down at the 12-yard line. So a gain of 5 makes it 3rd down and 3. SNU needs to get down to the Tiger 9-yard line. Under 40 seconds to go in the quarter. They'll need to run one more play before the quarter expires. Porter checking to the sideline. Still 15 on the play clock. 2 wide right, 1 left. May to the left of Porter in the backfield. Porter takes the snap, pulls it out of the belly of May, picks his way. He found space around the left side, and a walk-in touchdown for Gage Porter. A tremendous drive there, Grayson.
Yeah, I love the play call right there by Dustin Hay. That's a great play call. You knew it was a jet sweep potential with Donald May in the backfield, and the pull right there is money. That's an easy 6.
Adam Atwell on for the extra point. Sends it up into the wind, and it is good. So with 4.5 seconds to go in the opening period, our new score, Southern Nazarene 7, Ouachita Baptist 7. We'll be right back after these messages. This is SNU Football.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
And a half seconds to go in the first quarter in Bethany. We are tied between Southern Nazarene and Ouachita Baptist. A 15-yard Gage Porter run, putting SNU on the board. Tremendous drive for the Crimson Storms. They go 9 plays, 75 yards, and have dominated the time of possession here in the opening stanza. Cameron Van Pruyen on to send this one away. Connor Flanagan back deep, high end over end kick. Fair catch called for by the Tigers, and it's taken at the 31-yard line by Mason Brotherton, freshman out of Mena, Arkansas. So the Tigers, with 13.5 seconds to go in the quarter, are just going to run one play, and then we'll switch ends. Tigers come out tight formation with the ball on the right hash. Givens behind Harms in the pistol set. Tight end in motion is Jeremiah Turner to the left sideline, and that was a false start there. All right, Garrison Jackson, the second tight end over there on the left side. So that'll back the Tigers up 5 yards. Now the Tigers on 1st and 15. Swap out the tight ends and bring on a few more receivers and split all 3 of them out wide to the left. Arms takes the snap, turns and gives to Givens right up the middle. Makes Josh Johnson miss, trying to get outside, and Aaron Randall runs him out of bounds up at the 38-yard line. And that should be the final play of the first quarter. 12-yard pickup for Givens to end the opening stanza. But a solid 15 minutes in the books if you're the Crimson Storm, as we will take a break and head to the second quarter, tied at 7 in Bethany. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the second quarter right after these messages.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
One of my favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people, I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit.
Welcome back to Bethany, the start of the second quarter with the score tied 7-7. The Tigers facing a 2nd and 3. Quick shovel pass to Connor Flanagan. Cuts upfield, inside, couple missed tackles, and Flanagan is off to the races. 45, 40, 30, 25 before he's wrestled out of bounds by Josh Johnson all the way down at the SNU 24-yard line. And Grayson, SNU had that one hemmed in.
Yeah, I thought there was no green grass for him there, and kid's a magician. He just makes it happen. That's an incredible play.
Pick up a 38 on the play, down to the SNU 24-yard line. Tigers come out, wide receiver to either side, Givens behind Harms. Harms turns, gives to Givens, picking his way into the middle of the defense, taken down after a short gain of 2. Cole McMahon and Emmanuel Obina in on the stop. Remember, the Crimson Storm without Carter Brock in the middle of that defense for the first half, serving the other half of the targeting penalty he picked up late in the fourth quarter last week at East Central. We talked before the game, Grayson, that weathering this first half in the middle of the defense an important thing for SNU. So far, they've been able to do it by holding on to the ball on offense. 1st and 10. Or excuse me, 2nd and 7. Harms checks it down to his tight end, Jeremiah Turner, out of the backfield. And he scoots into the end zone. He tight-roped the sidelines, but he kept the foot in. And it's a touchdown for the Tigers as Jeremiah Turner goes 22 yards down the near sideline. Josh Johnson had an opportunity to make the play, but couldn't quite get Turner far enough out of bounds. Goodman, it's extra point, up and true. So 13:36 to go in the first half. Our new score, Ouachita Baptist 14, Southern Nazarene 7. We'll take a break and be back with more. This is SNU Football.
Favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people, I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit.
Welcome back to Bethany. The field totally in shadows as Ouachita leads SNU 14-7. There's a lone game in the GAC tonight. We'll break down the rest, look at the rest of the schedule here in just a moment. What's coming up on Saturday, but based on the weather reports, Grayson, we got the long end of the stick tonight with the gorgeous weather. It looks like everybody else is going to have to deal with a bunch of rain across the league this weekend. Won't complain about that.
Not at all, not at all.
Jaggers sends this one into the wind. This will be returnable. Hangs up in there. It's fielded on the run by Weston Smith, and he taken down at the 26-yard line. So SNU back on offense with 13:32 to go in the opening half. A look at the GAC schedule coming up this weekend. You got Harding going to Southeastern. You got Arkansas Monticello at Oklahoma Baptist. SWASU out in Magnolia against Southern Arkansas. Northwestern's at Henderson State. And Arkansas Tech at East Central in what should be a pretty even game. Here it's SNU with the ball on the right hash, 1st and 10. 2 wide to the left. Colby Branch comes in motion. Porter fakes to him, picks his way up the middle. Is going to be hit hard by Mikey Gonzalez. He puts him on the ground up at the 27-yard line. Gain of 1 on 1st down. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
Looks like Cada's making an adjustment to that 4-3 front right there, putting Dalen Smith on that adjuster. I like that matchup a lot better.
Drill Farr and Zepeda flanking Porter in the pistol set on 2nd and 9. Porter gives it to Zepeda, trying to find space over right tackle. Crosses the 30 all the way up to the 31-yard line, so a good strong run of 4 there for Carlos. Brings up 3rd down and 5. 12:45 to go in the 2nd quarter.
They're muddying it up pretty good up front on that D-line right now.
A lot of big bodies in there right now for the Tigers. Braylon Butler, 280. Ravel Carter has been in there as well. Melvin Kamwinda as well. Porter has the snap, back to pass. Checks it down to Zepeda. Throw was behind him. Zepeda had a lot of space, thought Porter was going to throw it upfield and started breaking that way. Porter thought Zepeda was going to just sit down there. Would have been an easy 1st down. It falls incomplete, and SNU will be forced to punt. Atwell's first punt of the game was partially blocked, only went 7 yards. See if punt number 2 can balance the average a little bit. Long of 62 this year. Good snap, and Atwell booms this one. A beautiful spiral that chases Flanagan back to his 19-yard line. Flanagan picking his way on the left side, gets all the way up to the 38-yard line. So 49-yard punt for Atwell. And an 18-yard return for Flanagan. That's where the Tigers will put it in play at their own 38-yard line. Grayson, the SNU defense needing to make a stop here on this drive.
Yeah, they got to get it together up there on the defensive side of the ball. Stop the run, stop Connor Flanagan. We got to make something happen on this drive. This is big time.
Crimson Storm have held the ball for over just about 13 minutes of the game thus far, and so they've done a nice job of controlling the game from that perspective. But all the time of possession doesn't necessarily matter if you can't get that key stop on defense. And frankly, SNU hasn't, or excuse me, the Tigers haven't really been forced to be in a tough situation just yet offensively.
Yeah, I think you got to muddy up this run game right now and make them one-dimensional. I've been saying it since the start. It's got to happen now, or it's never going to happen.
SNU going with 4 linemen out there right now. 1 wide receiver to either side for the Tigers. 2 tight ends to the right. Givens behind Harms. Harms takes the snap, Turns and gives to Givens. Running left. Cuts it back inside, and he's plowed under at the 40-yard line. Nice job by Emmanuel Obina flying in to make the tackle. 2nd and 8 upcoming for the Tigers. 11:50 to go first half. 14-7, Ouachita with the lead.
Going back to a 3-man front here.
2 wide right for the Tigers. Harms, quick slant, looking for Flanagan. He's got it, and he gets all the way up to the 48-yard line, just enough for the first down. Holden Hill with a bit tighter coverage there, but a nice throw by Harms.
Yeah, that's really good coverage there. Just a better play on the offensive side of the ball. So.
Flanagan, 3 catches, 44 yards thus far this evening. The conference leader in receptions, touchdowns, and yards this year. Ball on the left hash, 1st and 10 Tigers. The give is to Givens, right into the middle of the defense. Again, just a short gain of 2 on 1st down. Tigers have not been a powerhouse running the ball. They are 4th in the league, 203 yards per game, which is good for 19th in the nation. But they've only had 3 games where they've been over 5 yards a carry this season. This has not been great on 1st down runs, and you've seen a couple of examples here on this drive. Just 2-yard gains the past 2 runs. Tigers spread it out a little bit. Comes Bo Baker in motion, 3 wide receivers right. Harms rolls that way, finds Baker in the flat. Flag flies. Baker forced out of bounds at the SNU 40-yard line. Let's see what the flag is for. Pass definitely went past the line of scrimmage. So let's see if they tag the Tigers for offensive pass interference. So they pick up the flag again. Grayson, that ball was definitely not behind the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, that ball was definitely in front of the line of scrimmage right there. That should have been a flag.
So 1st down for the Tigers down at the SNU 40-yard line. Ball on the right hash. Harms back to pass. Looking left. Fires it downfield. He's got his man wide open into the end zone. It was number 11 for the Tigers, Carter McElhaney, the freshman from Greenbrier, Arkansas, right up the seam. And the Tigers go up 2 scores just like that with 9:47 to go before halftime.
Yeah, they'll lull you to sleep with that run game a little bit, and then they'll go and take the top off. That's a
Goodman on for the extra point. And he puts it up and through. 9:47 to go in the first half. 21-7 Tigers, our new score. McElhaney leading the conference in kickoff return average, just over 29 yards per game. But they're taking the top off the SNU defense with the 40-yard touchdown strike from Riley Harms. Touchdown pass number 20 of the season for Harms, and he's 1 away from setting a new Ouachita single-season passing touchdown record. Big drive upcoming here, Grayson.
Yeah, we got to put one in the end zone before half right here. That's a guarantee. Waste a lot of clock right here and put one in before half.
Tigers have run just 16 plays thus far for 194 yards, averaging 12 yards per play, and they've got 3 touchdowns on all 3 of their drives. Jaggers sends this one deep. This one's going to come down to Donald May at the 12. May picks his way across the 25 up to the 28-yard line. SNU will start their 1st and 10 in need of a response. Down 21-7 with 9:41 to go in the first half. SNU comes out with Donovan Hill, Jarrell Farr, Asa Robertson as wide receivers. Dalen Smith split out wide left in this formation as Farr and Zapata flank Porter in the backfield. Give is to Jarrell Farr, trying to get outside. He's got blockers, hand space, 40, 50. Can he outrun the defense? Yes, he can. Touchdown, Jarrell Farr, 72 yards. And just like that, SNU back in the game.
Yeah, that's a fantastic block by Asa Robertson right there. Ended up getting 2 guys at one time, and it was all green grass from there.
They'll be replaying that block from Robertson and Smith many, many times in film this week.
Definitely.
Just washed out the entire left side of the offense. Atwell's extra point is up and true. SNU needed a response, and boy, did they ever get a response. Welcome back, Jarrell Farr. First carry in 4 games for Jarrell Farr, and he takes it 72 yards to the house. He looked really fresh doing it too, Grayson.
Yeah, it's good to have Jay Bug back, that's for sure.
See, this is good having you on the broadcast because now we can know all the team nicknames and start using them all throughout the year.
I'll come up with a couple of them today, that's for sure.
9:31 to go in the first half. 21-14, Ouachita with the lead. McElhaney and Flanagan back deep to receive for the Tigers as Cameron Van Pruyen tees this one up right in the middle of the field.
You think we're going to get another pooch kick right here? You think he's got the leg to kick it out?
Oh, with the wind, I think this one's going through. High and over end kick, and that'll go all the way to the back line of the end zone. So Grayson, as the SNU defense comes back out, what adjustments can be made in a situation like this?
I think when they came into that 4-man front, they were stopping the run a lot. I mean, you got to having Carter Brock out right now it looks like it's making a little bit of a difference up front in that front 6. But I think the 4-man front is definitely stopping the run a little bit more than the 3-man they've been running.
3 wide receivers right. Isaac Edwards the back for the Tigers. He gets the carry right up the middle, running hard. He'll pick up 9 all the way out to the 34-yard line before Holden Hill and Jalen Mays take him down. 2nd and 1. Edwards, the junior out of Hawkins, Texas. Just 16 carries thus far this season. But a strong run of 9 there.
Going back into the 4-man front here.
2nd and 1. Turner, the tight end to the right side, gives 2 over there. Harms turns and gives to Edwards straight up the middle, untouched through the SNU line. 50, 45, 40. Running all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Isaac Edwards with a huge run down to the SNU 26-yard line. Just a massive hole there for the running back.
You know it's super hard to stop this offense. When they get in that pistol, you know they're running the ball, and it's hard to stop them.
SNU subs. Here's the Tigers, 3 wide right. Bo Baker moves to the top of the formation on the left side. Arms turns and gives to Edwards again. Not successful this time as Cole McMahon takes him down after a gain of 2. 2nd down and 8. 8 minutes to go first half. 21-14. Ouachita with the lead. Tigers averaging almost 13 yards a play right now against the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, we got to find an answer, and we got to find an answer fast right here.
Kendall Givens at Wildcat quarterback takes a snap, running right. Finds a gap, meets Emmanuel Obina head on, and Obina, equal to the task, wrestles him down at the 21-yard line. That's a strong play by Obina. One-on-one in the hole with a 220-pound running back right at you, and Obina met the challenge.
Yeah, Kendall Givens is a Mack truck when he's running the ball. That's a big-time play from 7.
3rd down and 5, 7:15 to go in the quarter. SNU in need of a stop right here. 2 wide either side for the Tigers. Harms with Givens behind him. Now he moves him to the left side from the right hash. Harms back to pass. Looking quick. Slant to Flanagan. He's got it. Gets inside a defender all the way down to the 9-yard line. 1st and goal, Tigers.
Yeah, he's got to be one of the most explosive players in the conference. When the ball's in that guy's hands, it's danger for any defense he's playing against.
Flanagan has taken on that role that Allie Freeman had several years ago for the Tigers, but a little more explosive than Freeman. Everybody in tight, 1st and goal for the Tigers. Turner shifts to the left side of the formation. Arms takes the snap, gives to Givens, running left, cuts through a couple SNU defenders, finally stopped at the 1. A couple SNU players had him dead to rights at the line of scrimmage, and Givens just powered right through him.
Yeah, an arm tackle isn't going to work on this guy. He's a power back. He's going to run right through those.
2nd and goal from the 1. Harms turns, gives to Givens, and he is hit at the goal line. He did not get in. SNU strings him out and stops him at the 1 once more. 3rd and goal. Tigers hurrying up to push it in again. There's the snap, the give to Givens, and he powers it through over left tackle for the touchdown. The Tigers extend their lead back to 2 scores with 5:31 to go in the first half. Grayson, one thing I wasn't exactly expecting here tonight was a shootout.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same exact thing. These defenses are slacking a little bit here, and the offenses are playing great football. So
Goodman's extra point is up and good. So the Tigers extend their lead back to 14 at 28-14. Tigers now up to 269 yards of offense on 24 plays. SNU 193 yards on 21 plays. 11.2 yards per play for the Tigers, 9.2 for SNU.
how important is this drive right here, Luke?
I think it's big, especially with the Tigers getting the ball to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah,
SNU needs to bleed this whole thing.
Yeah, you can't let them double dip you right here before the end of the half and then start in the half. That's for sure.
Even if SNU is able to just run down the whole clock, maybe just get a field goal, or even no points is better than giving Ouachita one more crack on offense. 5:31 is a lot of time, especially when you score in 10 seconds like you did last time. Jaggers run up and the boot. Sends this one deep. May has it at the 6 for SNU. Working up the far side. Nearly ran through a tackle attempt and was down the sideline. But Braylon Johnson was holding on to May's ankle for dear life and took him down at the 29-yard line. That's where the Crimson Storm will put it in play. 1st and 10. SNU's been successful in both phases of the game thus far. Gage Porter, 5 of 6, 58 yards. SNU's run for 135 yards. Of course, 72 of that came on the Jarrell Farr touchdown run last possession. Still effective nonetheless. Porter gives to Robertson, sweeping to the near side, across the 30 and up to the 34-yard line. 33 is where they're going to mark him. Gain of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Carlos Cepeda starting to dominate that adjuster block right now. It's looking really good. That jet sweep's working a lot better.
5 minutes to go. First half, 28-14 Ouachita. 2nd and 6 from the left hash for the Crimson Storm. 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. May to the left of Porter in the pistol set. 9 on the play clock. Porter takes the snap. Fakes to May. Waits for traffic to clear. Throws it upfield, and it's behind Aaron Fellows. Not a good throw there from Gage. That was well behind Aaron Fellows running across the formation.
Yeah, that's a good design play right there. He's wide open. We gotta hit those.
Grayson, what's it been like to see Gage develop? You know, you had the wild freewheeling redshirt freshman and sophomore in 18 and 19, and then last year just a powerhouse runner, but undervalued, only 2 interceptions last year as well. What's it been like to see his development?
You know, I think he was a little bit wild at first because our offensive line just wasn't very developed at the time, and as we've kind of come together up front, he's kind of decided he could be patient and run the ball now. And he's been playing.
Pass over the middle. Robertson's got it, and he scoots out of bounds up at the 48-yard line. A nice job by Porter on the RPO. Was not fooled by it that time. I've been fooled many times by the Gage Porter slow mesh to the line of scrimmage play, but was ready for it that time. And SNU picks up a critical first down. It's their 2nd third down conversion of the game. 4:15 and counting first half. 28-14 Tigers. SNU 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line on the left hash. Porter brings Robertson to the top of the formation. Looks that way. Quarterback draw. Following Cepeda, trying to get out of the grasp of Braylon Butler. He's unable to do so, and Porter lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Butler, 6'1", 280, junior out of Aubrey, Texas. Been a nice season in the middle of that defensive line. Two wide either side. Now here comes Fellows to the near side. Porter gives it to him on the sweep. Trying to bounce outside. He's tripped up. A nice play there by Stephen Weston, who got underneath the block of Asa Robertson and tripped up Fellows for a gain of just 1 on 2nd down. 3rd down and 9 from the 49-yard line. Under 3 minutes to go. First half. SNU needing to convert. Keep the drive alive. Porter back to pass. He has time. Steps up. Fires. It's a duck. And Donovan Hill went back and got it. That one looked like an easy interception for Mario Ganter. He certainly thought so. But here comes Donovan Hill, who just mossed him from behind.
Yeah, Donovan Hill has been really impressive this year. He's got a couple of balls that have been taken away.
SNU goes fast. Porter back to pass. He has time. Fires it. Looking for Colby Branch in the end zone. It's up. It's intercepted. What is the call? It is grabbed by Ganter, and they're going to say interception. It was deflected and popped up in the air, and Ganter was trailing the play and grabbed it. The officials rule he got the foot down. Neither the back judge or the side judge was anywhere close to the back line of the end zone, so we'll see if Dustin Hay chooses to challenge this one. His hand is on the red flag.
He's putting it back in his pocket.
He's going to keep it in his pocket. SNU trying to take the shot there. Maybe a little ill-advised into triple coverage there, Grayson.
Yeah, we needed to chew a little bit more clock right there before we try to go for that end zone. I think with first down right there, we need to go to the run game.
So here's the Tigers with the ball. 2 minutes and 3 timeouts. Harms looking down the sideline. He's got Flanagan. Flanagan hit by Johnson. The flag comes out. And Johnson incredulous, but he definitely got to Flanagan before the ball did. Pass interference on Josh Johnson will move the 15-yard penalty up to the 35-yard line. Still 2:03 to go in the first half. The Tigers do have all 3 timeouts. And SNU has not been able to stop the Tigers yet. Harms rolling right, pursued. He's in trouble. Throws it down the sideline. It's incomplete. Threw it out of bounds. Baker had to drift out of bounds to go get it. Good pressure from the backside by David Omasigo there, Grayson.
Yeah, we almost need to double cover number 6, Connor Flanagan. He's all over the place right now. We gotta find an answer for him.
Second and 10 for the Tigers. Still 1:54 to go in the period. Flanagan and Baker to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the top of the formation as well. Givens to the right of Harms from the left hash. Harms back to pass. Has time. Finds Flanagan over the middle. Racing across the 45 and is ushered out of bounds right at midfield by Jalen Mays. So a 15-yard pickup to the midfield stripe. Clock stops as we're under 2 minutes in the first half. Flanagan got out of bounds. 3 wide receivers right for the Tigers. Now Baker moves to the top of the formation. Harms takes the snap, turns, gives to Givens. Right up the middle, breaks through, sheds a tackler. Nearly lost the football, but managed to hold on to it as Josh Johnson ripped him to the ground at the SNU 39-yard line, but it's a gain of 11. Clock moving, 1:40 to go.
Yeah, they're managing this clock really well on this drive right now.
Ball right in the middle of the field for Ouachita. 2 wide right, 1 left. Harm shifts Givens to the right. Turns, gives to him. Givens up the middle. Over a couple SNU defenders and is taken down at the 29-yard line. And Todd Knight will use his first timeout with 1:15 to go in the first half. It's like we feared here at Grayson. The Tigers going for the double dip right before half and getting the ball to start the third quarter, leading 28-14.
Yeah, we got to come up with something big right here, a turnover or something. Don't have much of a choice.
Tigers haven't had very many opportunities to give SNU time to put pressure on Harms. There's been a lot of quick hitters. Tigers have given up 9 sacks over the last 3 games to that. The opportunity is there. The Tigers have been good about getting the ball out quickly. Is there anything you can do to counter that?
It seems like they're throwing the ball underneath a lot to number 6. I don't know. You think there's an easy answer to this, but this guy is a very good football player. It's kind of hard to cover him in man coverage, and he seems to be slipping around the zones too.
Second and 2 for the Tigers, right in the middle of the field. 3 wide left out of the break for Ouachita. Now Baker moves to the near side. Harms back to pass, fires an out route looking for Hightower. He's got Chris Hightower inside the 25 of the 22. 9-yard pickup and a terrific throw there from Harms, a 6'5" senior out of Fremont, Nebraska.
That's a really good catch right there. You go to the run game here to juice a little bit more clock.
1:11 to go. Still 2 timeouts for the Tigers. Givens to the right of Harms. Harms back to pass. Holding. Now rolling right. Finds McElhaney in stride at the 10. Got inside the 5. He dives for the end zone. The officials rule he stepped out at the 3. Still a minute to go in the opening half, and the Tigers first and goal at the SNU 3-yard line. McElhaney was working out of the left slot there, worked upfield, and then came all the way across the formation. Give his quarterback a target as he rolled out to the right. Givens, Wildcat quarterback, takes the snap, runs left, strung out, he's going nowhere. David Omosigo all the way back to the 7-yard line, loss of 4.
That is a great play there, right there by number 10. Well done, David.
Ouachita quickly burns their second timeout. Gives the SNU defense a chance to breathe and get a little bit of life. Second time we've seen that happen. Nick Blanchard down here on the north end of the field in the first quarter was able to string one out, but Givens able to knife inside of that. Nobody trailing that one. That was Omosigo setting the edge and making the play.
Yeah, it's a very impressive play right there. Just working outside of the reach block and everything you could ask from your defensive end there.
Omosigo now with 6.5 tackles for loss this year. Sophomore out of Heartland, Texas. Getting that opportunity at that defensive end spot. A couple transfers in the offseason for the Crimson Storm have opened that up for Omosigo to step in to that role, and he's done that exceptionally well this season. Still 55 seconds to go in the quarter. Second and goal for the Tigers from the 7-yard line. Tigers come out, spread formation, 2 wide either side. Givens the back behind Harms. Now Givens moves to Harms right. Harms back to pass. Quick strike looking for Flanagan. Pass was behind him. It's incomplete. 3rd down and goal. This would be huge, Grayson, if just to hold the Tigers to a field goal here. As you'd imagine, Todd Knight just going to take the points here knowing he's going to get the ball to start the third quarter. Big 3rd and goal from the 7.
Still a lot of time on the clock right here and 3 timeouts for SNU as well if we get the ball back.
Again, 2 wide to either side. Harms has the snap, back to pass, blitz comes, throws it to the back pylon, and it's intercepted! Josh Johnson got inside the receiver and took it away in the back of the end zone, and the SNU defense holds in the red zone once more.
Yeah, that's a little bit of all conference on all conference right there, and Josh Johnson and Connor Flanagan. That's an amazing play by J2.
So the Tigers with first and goal at the 3 are turned aside. And SNU's red zone defense again stands strong, something they've done exceptionally well over the last 3 games. And like you said, Grayson, with the win, 45 seconds, 3 timeouts. If you're in Dustin Hay's mind right now, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking give the ball to your playmakers and Jarrell and Donovan Hill. Those are your best 2 guys, receiver for making the big play. Asa Robertson, of course, as well.
Hill and Farr to the far side of the formation. Robertson to the near side. Now Robertson shifts over to the right of the formation. Porter back to pass. Under pressure. Escapes. Looking downfield, trying to get upfield. He's just going to take off and is belts it out of bounds by Chance Taylor. The SNU coaches went down with the bodies flying everywhere, but Coach Scott Cooper, he can take it. Looks to be all right. 6-yard gain for Gage. 37 seconds to go. Clock stopped. going out of bounds. Not
Yeah.
sure how Rovell Carter didn't grab Gage there.
Yeah, a little bit of early pressure there from him. We gotta get set there and not let the bull rush come through.
2nd and 4 for the Crimson Storm. 2 wide right, 1 left, and that's going to be a delay of game on the Crimson Storm. 2nd of the first half.
Yeah, I think we jinxed them a little bit.
Definitely did. If you're SNU here, the main goal is to just make sure Ouachita doesn't get another shot. So even though it's an unfortunate penalty, it doesn't take away from that goal. Porter back to pass. Looking, fires it to Robertson. He's got it across the 30-yard line. And SNU will burn their first timeout as they get the first down to the 31-yard line. 30 seconds left. SNU will have 2 timeouts remaining.
Do have the wind at our back right here, so if we can get inside that 30, we might have a shot at a field goal.
Adam Atwell had a 55-yard attempt to win the game against Southeastern 2 weeks ago. Came up just a smidge short, so he's got the leg. Wind still pretty fierce out of the south, I guess in the 15 to 20 mile an hour range. Biggest thing is avoiding a turnover or a rash decision, trying to force it into coverage.
Yeah, you can't force one right here, especially on your side of the field. That could lead to Ouachita points.
Grayson, as we look ahead, how big is that stop down in the red zone, especially getting Carter Brock, a fresh Carter Brock, for the second half?
Yeah, that stop is huge to not get score right there and then hope that we don't get double dipped when we come out. That stop is huge to keep us in this game.
2 wide either side for Porter. Has the snap, back to pass. Nobody open, fires it to Robertson in the flat, trying to get out of bounds. He does not. The clock will run. And SNU is going to burn their second timeout. Robertson gained just 2.
We burned
to the 33-yard line. A lot of time came off the clock, though.
I was about to say, it seemed like a lot of time was burned off the clock right there. Hayda looked unhappy about it, like he couldn't get a ref to look at him to call a timeout.
Which would be pretty on brand for how Coach has felt about some of the officiating this year, but we'll just leave it at that. It's still 17 seconds left. SNU down to 1 timeout. Only 2nd and 8. Scoreboard showing the Tigers with 2 timeouts. They only have 1 remaining. Frankly, SNU needing to just keep this in the field of play to prevent any possibility of Ouachita having a shot. It's the ideal situation. So 2nd and 8, ball on the right hash, 2 wide either side for SNU. Tigers showing blitz. They back out of it. Porter back to pass. Looking on the slot fade to Farr, just over his head. Looked like Farr broke to the sideline a little bit more than Gage was expecting there.
Yeah, he was well open right there. That could have been huge.
So clock stops with 11.6 seconds left. 3rd down and 8. Dalen Smith coming back on for Andrew Tisdale. Play clock already down to 15 for the Crimson Storm as Porter gets into the huddle. They break it with 8. 3 wide left for SNU. Porter rolls to the left. Fires it, looking to the sideline, just too tall for Asa Robertson. 6.5 seconds. left, and SNU forced to punt. If you're a special teams coach, Nathan Brown, you're probably telling Adam Atwell, kick it as far as you can and make sure it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, 100%. Don't give Connor Flanagan a chance to return this punt at all.
Make sure this has 6.4 second hang time. Atwell has it. Low line drive. It does go out of bounds, but it did not go very far. But the clock does hit zeros. So that's the end of the first half. Bit of a wild one, especially in that second quarter. The Tigers take a 28-14 lead into the halftime locker room. They'll get the ball coming out of the break to start the third quarter. At halftime, we'll have the GAC rewind from last week. Get you caught up on all the action that happened in week 8 of the Great American Conference. Take an extended break and have first half stats and analysis and get you ready for the second half of action in Bethany. Again, our score at halftime, 28-14, Ouachita Baptist with the lead over Southern Nazarene. This is SNU football.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question, what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
This is the Week 8 GAC Rewind. I'm Chase Hartzell. Harding rushed for a nation's best 631 yards and a 54-20 win over Southern Arkansas. The Bisons also had two 200-yard rushers in Braden Jay and Blake De La Cruz. Harding held a 24-7 lead at halftime and stretched that lead with 21 third-quarter points. Harding also had 5 different players record rushing touchdowns in the game. This 66-yard touchdown run from Jay in the third quarter gave Harding a 30-14 lead. Here's Billy Morgan on the Harding Sports Network.
Option toss for Jay across the 40, 45, midfield, 45 left sideline, 40, stays in bounds inside the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Harding, 66 yards. Braden Jay, his 6th touchdown on the season, and the Bisons now with a 30-14 lead with 11-12 left in the third quarter. He tight-roped the sideline and stayed in bounds. And on third down, the Bisons convert for 6.
Ouachita got a rushing touchdown from Kendall Gibbons with 2:49 left in the fourth quarter and broke up a pass in the end zone as time expired to hold on for a 31-24 win over Arkansas Tech. Gibbons rushed for 181 yards and 3 touchdowns in the win. Connor Flanagan caught 8 passes for 81 yards. Tech quarterback Tay Gatewood completed 26 of his 37 passes for 290 yards and 1 touchdown in the loss. Here's one of those incompletions, the pass that was broken up as time expired on the last play of the game, as called by Rex Nelson on the Ouachita Football Network.
Let's see if Ouachita can end it here. Third down. Down doesn't matter, though. This is it. 3 seconds left. From the 22, out of the shotgun, one man to his left to block. Gatewood sets up. Rolls to his left, looking, hurls it into the end zone. It is knocked in the air. It is incomplete. It is incomplete. No. Flags down. Paint it purple. Paint it purple, baby. The Tigers win.
Southern Nazarene overcame a slow start offensively with 20 third-quarter points on its way to a 27-13 win at East Central. The Crimson Storm rushed for 399 yards, led by 264 yards on 24 rushes from quarterback Gage Porter, who also threw 1 touchdown pass. The Crimson Storm defense also put points on the board thanks to a 10-yard fumble return for a touchdown from Smith Nave. Henderson State's defense recorded 9 sacks, and the offense complemented it with 584 yards of offense in a 42-14 win at Arkansas Monticello. Henderson State defensive end Gary Lewis led the ready charge with 3 of the 9 sacks, while Dylan Dembuki and Trenton Moore added 2 each. Quarterback Andrew Edwards threw for 295 yards and had 5 total touchdowns, including this 74-yard touchdown to tight end Caden Davis early in the second quarter. Here's Blake Smith with the Henderson State Sports Network.
Slant wide open, Caden Davis, and here goes Caden Davis across the 40, deep in UAM territory. No one within 20 yards of him. Touchdown readies.
Oklahoma Baptist threw for 329 yards, and the defense recorded 13 tackles for loss in a 28-7 win over Northwestern Oklahoma State. Linebacker Scooter Baker led a defensive charge with 12 total tackles, including 3 of the 13 tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Bison quarterback Aiden Thompson threw for 279 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the game's first score, an 11-yard pass to Michael Marshall. Here's that call from Todd Miller on the Bison Sports Network.
2nd and goal to go from the 10. Back to throw. Thompson floats it near side for Marshall, and he makes the catch. Touchdown, Oklahoma Baptist. And that was, my friend, a perfectly thrown football right over the shoulder of the defender who was right there with Michael Marshall.
Southeastern Oklahoma State jumped out to a 17-0 lead and piled up 409 yards of offense in a 32-13 win over Southwestern Oklahoma State. Quarterback Kane Donovan completed 23 of 28 passes for 259 yards and 3 touchdowns. DJ Brown had 110 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns for the Savage Storm. Caleb Whitley caught 6 passes for 69 yards for Southeastern. Marquise Gray caught 2 passes, including the second quarter touchdown as called by Jay Lindley of the Southeastern Sports Network.
On 4th down and 3, receives the snap, shows the handoff instead, fires right side, caught Gray, 15, 10, end zone. Marquise Gray, the All-American, with a 28-yard touchdown reception on 4th and 3. And the Storm are back on the board 23-7.
This week in the Great American Conference, there will be one game on Thursday night as Ouachita travels to Southern Nazarene at 6 o'clock. The rest of the 5 games will take place at 2 o'clock on Saturday, and they include Arkansas Monticello at Oklahoma Baptist, Southwestern Oklahoma State at Southern Arkansas, Harding at Southeastern Oklahoma State, Northwestern Oklahoma State at Henderson State, and Arkansas Tech at East Central. This has been the Week 8 GAC Rewind. I'm Chase Hartzell.
Welcome back to halftime in Bethany. Southern Nazarene trails Ouachita Baptist 28-14 after 30 minutes of action. Luke McConnell, Grayson Winters with you. It's been a bit more of a shootout than we expected, Grayson, courtesy of a 28-point second quarter combined. But really the story of this one so far, the SNU defense has not been able to get enough stops against the Tigers offense.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised there. SNU's defense has looked really, really good through 8 games, and tonight they're a little bit lacking. But it'll be nice to have Carter Brock back for the second half. He's going to be a big impact on this defense.
Running through the first half numbers for you, the Tigers, 34 plays, 327 yards in the first half, averaging a little over 9 yards per play. SNU, 33 plays, 251 yards of offense in the first half. The Tigers with 16 first downs, SNU with 11. The Tigers 20 carries for 156 yards, SNU 19 carries, 146 yards. Riley Harms for Ouachita Baptist, 10 of 14, 171 yards, 2 touchdowns, which makes him single season record holder in Ouachita history for passing touchdowns in a season. 1 interception though right before half. That was huge for the SNU defense's psyche. Gage Porter, 9 of 14, 105 yards, and 1 interception as well for the Crimson Storm, who are averaging 7.6 yards per play in the first half. Individually, Kendall Gibbons, 16 carries, 67 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 for 51 for Isaac Edwards in the first half. Jarrell Farr, 72-yard touchdown run on his lone carry of the night. Gage Porter, 11 carries, 61 yards and a touchdown. Carlos Cepeda, 4 for 8, and Asa Robertson, 2 for 4. You know, Grayson, one positive thing thus far, SNU, no negative plays outside of penalties in the first half.
Yeah, they haven't been really getting much of a pass rush to get any sacks today, and it seems like the offensive line's really doing their job up front. So that's always good news not to have any negative plays in that first half.
Asa Robertson, 3 catches, 27 yards, 2 for 38 for Donovan Hill, 2 for 26 for Jarrell Farr, and 1 for 12 for Aaron Fellows. 5 for 71 for Connor Flanagan, 2 for 59 and a touchdown for Carter McElhaney, and 1 for 22 and a touchdown for Jeremiah Turner. Trey Proctor leading all players with 8 tackles for the Tigers, 4 for Dawson Miller, 3 each for Chance Taylor and Josiah Johnson. 6 tackles for Emmanuel Obina, 5 for Holden Hill, 3 for Jalen Mays, and 2 for Aaron Randall, leading the way for the Crimson Storm. SNU had the ball, 17 minutes, 18 seconds. The Tigers 12:42 in the first half. 5 penalties, 35 yards for SNU in the first half. SNU was 3 of 7 on third down conversions, 2 for 3 on third down conversions for the Tigers in the first half. The Tigers did not punt. SNU 3 punts, 30-yard average for Adam Atwell, the first of which was partially blocked and only went 7 yards. But Grayson, as we turn our attention to the second half, the Tigers will get the ball to start this third quarter. How can SNU adjust first and foremost, and what's it going to take for them to get the stops they need to get back in the game?
I think this first drive is really, really telltale. I think that we need to come out and go back into that 4-man front and, stop the short passes. We're kind of getting killed on balls that are about 4 yards down the field, and they're just making plays afterwards. We got to wrap up and tackle better. That's a for sure. That's been an all-season deal.
Is there anything offensively that SNU needs to do differently? Again, they've moved the ball pretty well. You had the big, long touchdown for Jarrell Farr, so you've had kind of really 3 sustained drives in that first half. One that ended in the punt right around midfield, the first play, the second drive, the touchdown, and then the third sustained one, the interception in the back of the end zone. So they've moved the ball pretty well overall, but as we've seen the last couple weeks, just a few struggles just putting it into the end zone, just finishing those drives.
Yeah, I think these pre-snap penalties have killed us a little bit in this game. I mean, we have 5 pre-snap penalties in the first half. That's a killer. I mean, 5 yards really kills a drive at any point in time. So we got to eliminate those penalties in the second half.
Just about 2 minutes to go before kickoff. Again, SNU defensively getting Carter Brock back for the second half. A fresh Carter Brock now that he's done with that targeting penalty suspension. And how big is that to get one of the leaders of your defense, your leading tackler, back in the middle of that unit?
That's huge. He's your Mike linebacker. He's the heart and soul of this defense. And in order for us to come out and really put on a great second half performance defensively, we need him. So it's great to have him back in the second half.
We'll step aside for a short break and come back with the start of the third quarter. Again, 28-14. Tigers lead the Crimson Storm at the half. We'll be back with the second half right after these messages.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Welcome back to Bethany. SNU kicking off to start the third quarter. A gorgeous night in Bethany. 28-14, Ouachita Baptist with the lead over Southern Nazarene. Perhaps a bit higher scoring than we expected. Certainly higher scoring than the SNU defense would like it to be. We'll see if they can rectify that in the second half. The Tigers will be moving right to left in the third quarter with the wind. SNU will have the wind at their backs in the final stanza. That will be a moot point. They can't get some stops and erase this 14-point deficit.
probably expect a pooch kick right here back over to that left side.
Cameron Von Pruyen has it teed up. Sends his guys out to their sides. McElhaney and Flanagan back deep for the Tigers. McElhaney standing at his own 15-yard line. High end over end kick. Brotherton, fair catch at the 31, right where he caught the other fair catch earlier in the ball game. It's 1st and 10 Tigers at their own 31. Here comes the SNU defense. Carter Brock out there in the middle. Jake Wright out there with him right now, and SNU will start this one with 3 down linemen. Tigers counter with 2 wide receivers left and 1 to the right. Givens is the back. He moves to the left of Harms and gets the carry. Trying to pick his way, slips through a tackle, and is taken down across the 45 by Jalen Mays up to the 46-yard line. Ron Flores had a shot at him close to the line of scrimmage, but could not bring the big guy down, and Josh Johnson limps off. Holden Hill comes in to replace him. So it's Hill and Minor out there right now. First and 10 Tigers from the right hash. Arms turns, stretch play to Givens, puts his foot in the ground, cuts it back against the grain, and is wrapped up at the midfield stripe. Nick Blanchard off the bottom of the pile along with Cole McMahon.
Yeah, there was David Omasigo again pushing that stretch back away from him. He makes a big-time play right there. Push it back.
Just a gain of 4 for Givens. 2nd down and 6. All right, at midfield, in the middle of the field. 2 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Harms turns, gives to Givens again. Givens plowing through tacklers, hard to bring down. He gets 3 down to the 47-yard line. Brock in on the tackle, along with Jalen Mays from his safety position. 3rd down and 3. 2 down territory probably for the Tigers, given the success of Givens on the ground. See if SNU can make him earn it and keep him from earning it. 3rd and 3 from the middle of the field. Harms rolls out to the right, fires to Turner. Blasted out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage by Jalen Mays. Turner got no depth on that route, no gain. In fact, they're going to say he lost a yard. Back to the 48-yard line. It's 4th down, and the Tigers, with a decision here, they're going to punt the football.
That is a huge stop by the SNU defense right there.
And Grayson, I'm honestly a bit surprised the Tigers aren't going to go for it here.
I would not be surprised if there was a fake right here.
Looks like SNU's playing it safe a little bit. Joe Couch, no fake here. High end over end kick. Joe Flores calls for the fair catch and makes it at the 9-yard line. So the SNU defense gets a stop they desperately need. And we'll be back with the SNU offense. 12:28 to go, 3rd quarter. 28-14 Tigers. We'll be back after these messages.
Renew is the University Counseling Center. We are located at 6710 Northwest 43rd Street, just north of the Webster Commons. Renew offers a variety of services, including individual counseling, couples counseling, and psychoeducational workshops. The first 5 sessions for students are free, and students will never pay more than $10 per session. Faculty counseling is just $40 per session. Renew is open Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. and Fridays from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. For more information, visit renew.snu.edu or email renew@mail.snu.edu.
Southern Nazarene with the football, down 2 scores, but a tremendous stop by the SNU defense. Sets up the Crimson Storm 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. Grayson, we were worried about Ouachita double dipping. Instead, they went zero dipping.
Hey, that's huge. That's a huge 2 stops right there from the defense.
Porter gives to Zepeda up the middle. And a big run for Zepeda all the way up to the 16-yard line. A gain of 7 on first down before he's chopped down by Jax Miller. I haven't called Jax Miller's name a ton here tonight. Second leading tackler on the team with 53. That's a great run from Zepeda on first down. 2nd and 3 from the 16-yard line.
Yeah, that's the longest run for Zepeda on the night right there. That's big time.
2 wide either side. Ball on the left hash for Gage Porter. He's got the snap. Quarterback draw. Following Zepeda around the right side. He's got the first down across the 20-yard line to the 21. A nice run there by Porter, following patiently the block of Carlos Zepeda around the right side. SNU chewed up a lot of clock in the first half. Despite the Tigers putting up 28 points, SNU over 17 minutes of possession in the first half. Looking to do more of the same here in the second half. 1st and 10 from the 21. Fellows the man in motion to the near side. Porter fakes to him, gives to Zepeda. Zepeda nearly broke through and got up to the 24-yard line, a gain of 3. 2nd down and 7 upcoming. Zepeda comes off for a well-deserved breather. Donald May in on the 2nd down play for the Crimson Storm. 10:45 to go, 3rd quarter. SNU trailing by 14, 28-14. Looking to cut into that on this possession. May motions out. Porter nearly evaded the defense on the draw, but could not get out of the grasp of Jaraylon Burks as he tripped up Porter. Porter only able to get a single yard up to the 25-yard line to make it 3rd and 6. Those always look the worst, Grayson, those draws. That just a shoestring is all that separates you from a yard versus a 30-yard gain.
Yeah, Ouachita is really good at pinching those 2 interior guys on almost every single snap. Draw is a little bit tough to run against this defense.
3rd and 6. Porter rolls right, looking for help. Still looking, fires it into the middle of the field. It falls incomplete. Looking for Asa Robertson. Good coverage there by Steve Weston. Robertson was looking for a holding call. That Weston had a hold of his jersey. No flag comes out, and SNU forced to punt on 4th and 6. Porter had lots of time. Good blocking up front by the Crimson Storm offensive line, but just no one open down the field. Atwell. Good punt, finds Flanagan at the 42 of Ouachita. Cross midfield, inside the 40. Got through a couple blocks, inside the 25, and runs out of bounds. Inside the 20-yard line.
There's a flag down on the field.
Got a flag back at the SNU 40-yard line. So this one's going to come back and cost the Tigers some good field position. Still be pretty good field position regardless, but not as good as it could have been.
Yeah, that's a tough punting spot right there into the wind. You can't hang it up in the wind too long. So.
So 10-yard penalty on the hold against Weston, Mario Ganter. Give the Tigers 1st and 10 right at the midfield stripe.
Going back into that 4-man front right here.
Ball on the left hash. 1st down for the Tigers. Arms, turns, fakes the give to Givens. Fires it downfield, looking for his man, and is broken up Nice job by Ethan Miner coming across the face of Hank Hatfield and knocking that pass away with that right hand. Beautiful coverage by Miner there.
Yeah, I think they had everybody fooled there. I thought that was a guaranteed run play coming at us.
So the Crimson Storm continue to string together successful defensive plays. 2nd and 10 for the Tigers right at midfield on the left hash. 2 wide right, 1 to the left for Ouachita. Harms back to pass. Slant over the middle. He's got his man Flanagan right at the 40-yard line. He backtracks to the 41, and that's where they're going to mark him. 3rd down and 1 for the Tigers. Here come the big fellas coming in. I think we can all assume what's about to happen on this play. Tigers have an extra offensive lineman, Galen Williams, in the backfield, along with an extra big body. Now Harm splits out wide left. Givens take the snap on 3rd and 1. Runs it off left side, and he's got 9 yards all the way down to the 31-yard line. As Givens took advantage of SNU selling out in the middle, was able to bounce it outside for a good gain to the SNU 31-yard line.
Yeah, that's a tough play to stop on 3rd and 1 when you have all that beef up there. That's going to be a tough one.
8:25 and counting, 3rd quarter, 28-14 Ouachita. SNU got the stop they needed to start the 3rd quarter. But the Tigers equal to the task and get the stop on SNU. Harms gives to Givens, trying to pick his way through the SNU defense. Finally going to be spilled down at the 26-yard line, a gain of 5 on 1st down. Second and 5 upcoming for the Tigers. Tigers under head coach Todd Knight, his 25th year in Arkadelphia. Picked up win number 150 last week in the win over Arkansas Tech. Harms takes a snap, back to pass, flings it to the outside, too tall on that play. Looking for Kimontre McKnight. McKnight came down a little awkwardly, and he's a little gimpy heading back to the line of scrimmage. He'll come off the field. 3rd down and 5.
That's a great play by Jake Wright right there. He's been having a hell of a season so far.
3rd and 5 for the Crimson Storm defense. 7:28 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tigers spread it out, 2 wide to either side. Givens to the left of Harms with the ball in the middle of the field. Harms back to pass. Has time, fires it over the middle. He's got his man. The tight end for the Tigers, number 82. That's Mason Brotherton. And he gets it all the way down to the 10-yard line. 1st and goal, Ouachita. Here comes a run package here with backup quarterback Eli Livingston, 6'2" junior out of Batesville, Arkansas. 27 carries for just under 100 yards and a touchdown. He's got Isaac Edwards as the back behind him. Livingston takes a snap, runs around left side. SNU strings him out, and Jake Wright with the takedown, just a gain of 2 down to the 8-yard line. Like you said, Grayson, Jake Wright's had a monster year this year.
Yeah, he's all over the field. I mean, there's very few guys that I know that have just the want and the heart that this guy does. I mean, he's a beast.
SNU player down on the field right now. Can't tell who that is at the moment. Michael Brobson, Travis Veach out there tending to him.
I believe that's David Omasigo.
They help him to his feet, and he's able to jog off under his own power. Hopefully nothing too serious for David there. He'll have to come off for this 2nd and goal play. Hopefully be able to get back out there.
Yeah, we're going to need him to pass rush on third down. He's got the best pass rush on the team.
So 2nd and goal, ball on the left hash. From the 8-yard line, Livingston and Edwards, the backfield combo here for the Tigers. Livingston takes the snap, fakes to Edwards, rolling right, tries to fire it back into the middle of the end zone. Wide open, Garrison Jackson, the tight end. SNU is looking run all the way, and the tight end, Garrison Jackson, leaked out from the left side. Just cut across the back of the end zone, wide open for the touchdown. It was 6:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Tigers extend their lead to 20 with the extra point from Gabe Goodman upcoming. Snap, hold, kick. Up and true. Timeout on the field. We'll take it as well. 35-14, our new score in Bethany. It's the Tigers leading the Crimson Storm. We'll be back after these messages.
One of my favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people, I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit.
Welcome back to Bethany. The Crimson Storm trailing Ouachita 35-14 after the 8-yard touchdown pass from Eli Livingston to Garrison Jackson. Solid play call to do on 2nd down. All the SNU defenders thinking run the whole way. Jackson able to leak out and slip along the back line of the end zone. So the Crimson Storm offense really needing to put points on the board. 6:09 to go in the 3rd quarter. Time definitely a factor at this point. Jaggers high end over end kick with the win. This one's going to be returnable from 3 for Donald May. May, following blockers, tries to get outside, stumbles through, and is taken down at the 29. Good return there for Donald May. One of his longer ones of the season. Dalen Smith a little bit hobbled coming off the field. Gestures that he's okay. One tough dude right there.
Yeah, he's a beast. He's a beast, that's for sure. He took a little bit of a hit on that kickoff right there, so I think he'll be all right and probably about to go lay it back down on somebody else.
Especially being the lone tight end after being one of 3 last year. He's shouldering a lot of hits this year. SNU comes out 1st and 10. Porter pulls it out of the belly of Zapata, and he's got space along the right side. 45-50, down the sideline goes Gage Porter, and he's finally chucked out of bounds by Kenta Jones inside the Ouachita 20-yard line. They'll mark him out right at the 20. What a strong 1st down carry for Gage Porter. And like you said, Grayson, Dalen Smith gonna put it on someone, and he did spring Porter on that play. So just like that, SNU in the Ouachita red zone. Porter bubbles it out to Jarrell Farr, trying to get upfield. He could not, as Josiah Johnson knifed through the blocking to take Farr down for a 3-yard loss back to the 23-yard line. In the first negative play of the night for the Crimson Storm offense. Makes it 2nd and 13 with 5:12 to go in the 3rd quarter. 51 yards on the run by Porter. 2 wide right for SNU, 1 to the left. Now Robertson comes in motion from the top of the formation. Porter fakes the give to him, follows Zepeda right up the middle. Bounces it outside, 20, 15, 10, 5, end zone. Touchdown, Gage Porter. And just like that, the Crimson Storm respond.
The man is electric when he gets to the edge. He just served the defense some serious justice.
We got to give Carlos Zepeda a lot of love because he's been laying the wood and leading the way for Gage all night, and he's just doing a tremendous job out there.
Yeah, we talked about at the beginning that those adjusters would be a little bit of a problem, but apparently not for Carlos Zepeda. That's a great block right there.
Atwell on for the extra point. Operation smooth. With 4:47 to go, we've got a 2-score ball game once again. 35-21, still 20 minutes to play in this one. SNU hanging tough. Just got to string those stops together. And so far, Grayson, it seems like anytime SNU's been able to get, when they've got that stop, the offense hasn't yet been able to take advantage and respond and trim this deficit down. See if they can do that here on this sequence of series.
Yeah, this is a big-time drive right here for the defense with this clock whittling down right now.
Tigers up to 399 in offense, 8.7 yards per play. The Crimson Storm 338, 8.2 yards per play. Again, Grayson definitely didn't anticipate this high scoring of a ball game. And maybe things settled down over the last 20 minutes, but
it seems like there's been a lot more big plays than we probably expected. We probably expected, 3 yards and a cloud of dust on just about everything. And there's been some big plays in the run game today.
And Peruvian has it teed up at the 35. The run up and the boot. Brotherton signals for the fair catch, and he's got it at the 35-yard line. That's where the Tigers will put it in play, 1st and 10. One play at a time if you're the SNU defense. Trying to get a stop one play at a time. 2 wide receivers left, 1 right for the Tigers. Givens to the left of quarterback Riley Harms. Harms takes the snap, gives to Givens. Trying to run right. Snowed under, taken down in the backfield. Guess who? Carter Brock coming in from that middle linebacker spot, a loss of 2. Back to the 33-yard line. Brock, the GAC Defensive Player of the Week last week, courtesy of his 4 tackles for loss at East Central.
Yeah, that's a huge play. I knew he'd be coming in big soon enough, and that's a huge play right there in a big-time time.
2nd and 12, putting the Tigers behind the chains early on this possession. 2 wide left. Bo Baker goes to the top of the formation right. Harms looking left, now over the middle. Checks it down to his tight end. That's Jackson once more up to the 42-yard line. And a gain of 9 will make this a 3rd and 3 opportunity for the SNU defense as they implore the crowd to make some noise in Bethany. 3:45 to go, 3rd quarter. Big moment in the ball game. Let's see if the Crimson Storm defense can rise to the occasion. SNU substitutes late. 5 wide set for the Tigers. Harms looks right, pump fakes, escapes. Can he get to the sideline? He cannot! Emmanuel Opina with the close forces Harms out of bounds all the way back at the 40-yard line. A loss of 2, and the Tigers will punt.
I'm really not sure why the refs didn't hold that play right there. I mean, why weren't they holding over the ball when we were subbing? They did an offensive sub right there, and we didn't get a hold. It's interesting. That's a great play by Obina.
Equally baffling is why Ouachita didn't snap it in the middle of that.
I'm thinking the same thing.
and what Riley Harms was thinking, trying to get outside. Joe Couch, high end over end kick. This is a great kick. Flores lets it bounce. It takes a sideways hop. Does it get into the end zone? And it does. The Tigers cannot corral it. Oh my. Couch with maybe the most perfect punt you can ask. It hit at the 2, took a left turn, but the Tigers ran into each other trying to keep it out of the end zone, and SNU with a huge break will start at their own 20. Wow. Thought that was just going to be bad news bears for SNU.
That took a crazy bounce, too. I'm sure that punter is not happy about that coverage team.
He could not have put that any more perfectly.
Yeah, that thing's rolling right down the 1 yard line.
First and 10, SNU at the 20. 2 wide left, 1 to the right. Porter gives to Cepeda. Up the middle, he's got space before he finally runs into Jax Miller up at the 27-yard line. A strong run of 7 yards for Cepeda.
That was a huge dominating pull by Zach Cizik right there, just smoking number 39, the defensive end for Ouachita.
Second down and 3 as we're under 3 minutes to go in the third quarter. 2 wide right, 1 left for the Crimson Storm. Porter gives it to Braxton Bird, running right, gets outside. He's got the first down. A flag comes in. We'll see what the flag is for. The official threw it a long way. I'm interested if he's going to call the late hit or a potential hold on Jarrell Farr. Let's see which way this one's going to go.
It looks like Jarrell's not happy with this call.
And they are going to get Jarrell Farr with the hold. Crowd's not happy about it. Farr's not happy about it.
That's an extremely late flag right there. That's
also
really
the placement of that flag is not correct as well. No, they did get that correct. Okay. They didn't mark it off from where the flag actually went.
Yeah.
So instead of a first down at the 31, it's now 2nd and 13 from the 17-yard line. 10 seconds on the play clock for SNU. And Dustin Hay is going to have to burn a timeout. And that's unfortunate because that could prove to be valuable later in the game. 2:11 to go, third quarter. SNU trailing 35-21. Again, Grayson, the penalties have been a bit of an issue for SNU this year. That's now 6 for 45. SNU 9th in the conference. They average 8 for about 63 yards per game. Last year, not as much of an issue in the penalty department, but it certainly has been a little bit more of an issue this year.
Yeah, I would like to say that the refs aren't fond of us, but I don't know if that's necessarily the case in some of these. We just gotta be smarter. Gotta be smarter.
But we're always up for a good conspiracy theory every now and then.
Absolutely, absolutely. I definitely won't say the refs are always on our side. That's for sure.
Did you ever have any good conversations with a ref?
You know, they usually talk to the center up there. They don't really talk to us much.
Yeah, you're way out there at left tackle.
Yeah.
It's basically 3 miles away compared to the center.
Yeah, they don't talk to us much. They usually talk to the center, so it's always Joey and Braden getting talked to.
2nd and 13 from the right hash for SNU. Bird goes in motion to the top of the formation. Porter, quarterback draw. No, it's a pop pass over the middle to Asa Robertson. Gets 6 up to the 23-yard line. Third down and a more manageable 7.
Did it look like he had a lot of space right there for you?
Man, it was close. Asa was definitely well covered as Proctor came in very quickly, helped shut that down. So 3rd and 7 for SNU, the clock moving under 2 minutes. 2 wide right, 1 left for the Crimson Storm. Smith, the tight end, motions to the left side. Zepeda's to the right of Porter. Porter rolls to the right. Fires it, looking for Jarrell Farr, and it is juggled incomplete. Ball came out a little funny out of Porter's hands. Good coverage by Stephen Weston. Another pass breakup for him. He came in 5th in the conference with 7. And SNU essentially a 3-and-out as the holding penalty comes back to bite the Crimson Storm.
Yeah, that penalty is huge to not take advantage after a great stop by the defense. Now you got to turn around and punt the ball into to Connor Flanagan's hands right here into the wind. This is not a great spot to be in.
High snap. Atwell corrals it. Low liner. End over end, and it's going to bounce across midfield and die at the 45-yard line. Atwell, good job making something out of nothing. Had a little bit more time, perhaps, than maybe he wanted to risk, but got a good bounce up to the 45-yard line of Ouachita. That third down pass, though, it looked like it really came out kind of funny for Gage. It wasn't a tight line. It looked like it was kind of a duck getting to far.
I think he probably thought that corner was going to go farther with that fade route on the flood concept there, but ended up sitting.
1st and 10 Tigers from their own 45. Left hash. Harms gives to Givens. Picks his way through for a gain of 3 up to the 48-yard line. Jalen Mays, Telanio Evans in on the stop. Jake Wright also coming off the bottom of the pile for the Crimson Storm. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Both teams with a touchdown here in the period. The Tigers lead 35-21. Everybody in tight. Harms rolls right. Gives it to Flanagan in the flat. Jake Wright can't get him out of bounds. Down the sideline goes Flanagan. Keeps his feet. Still running. Down the sideline. 20. And finally, he's whistled out of bounds at the 21-yard line of SNU. Todd Knight, I don't think, agrees with the call, but that is what the call is. Out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Clock runs, 25 seconds left, and here comes Livingston and Edwards out there for the Tigers. Again, Grayson, it just seems like the Tigers trying to be a little too cute here.
Yeah, I don't really understand it. I really don't.
Livingston takes a snap, running right all the way. Cuts upfield, 15-10, 5 touchdown. It might have been unnecessary to put Livingston in, but it's a touchdown nonetheless as the third quarter ends and the Tigers go back up 3 scores. A lot of space over there, and Livingston wasn't even touched. Goodman on to attempt the extra point. And he puts that one up and through to remain perfect on extra points this season. Now 46 of 46. So the end of the third quarter is upon us, and the Tigers leading Southern Nazarene 42-21. SNU needing a lot to happen to make a comeback here on this lovely Thursday night in Bethany. We'll be back with the final stanza after these messages.
It's a beautiful morning, Scotty, and we have an early game today.
That injured list, it's getting longer by the minute.
Not to mention, there's apparently a nasty virus sweeping through the locker room.
Yeah, but these players, they're in good hands.
All of them need to feel their best this season, Scotty.
Yes, they do, Jack, because this team is on track to win it all this year.
Every day, Mercy's team is ready to take care of yours, bringing you the care you need now. Find out all the ways to access Mercy at mercynow.net.
Welcome back to Bethany. The start of the fourth quarter with Ouachita Baptist leading Southern Nazarene 42-21. Luke McConnell and Grayson Winters with you this evening. Officials wanted to reset the play clock for some reason. Which brings up the fact, I don't know if I've ever seen a delay of game on a kickoff.
I don't know if I ever have either.
That would be the 077 of your bingo card. A delay of game on a kickoff. Jagger sends this one deep. Chases Donald May back to the 10. Brings it up the far side. And is going to be taken down over there about the 25-yard line. A lot of excitement along the Ouachita sideline. Ladarius Pitts, freshman out of Tyler, Texas, with the tackle. Just from our vantage point here, what it appeared to be. So here's the SNU offense needing to get on the board. Down 3 scores with under 15 minutes to play. 2 wide receivers left with the ball on the right hash. Zapata is to the left of Porter. Comes Robertson in motion. He's got it on the jet sweep. Trying to get outside of Zapata. He does. Cuts upfield and scoots out of bounds at about the 30-yard line. Gain of 5 on first down. Excuse me, gain of 3 as they marked him at the 27 on the kickoff. Gain of 3 for Robertson, 2nd and 7. Gage, 15 carries, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns tonight. SNU's racked up 246 yards on the ground thus far against the Tigers. Close to 9 yards a carry. Porter, back to pass. Now he'll run right up the middle, trying to get outside. He's wrestled down by Proctor and JT Towers. After a gain of 8, it's a first down at the 38-yard line. Clock ticks, 14:10 to play. The Crimson Storm on the road at Monticello next week. You know, that was always Grayson's favorite place to road trip to.
Really in the middle of nowhere and probably one of the worst fields you could possibly play on, so it's fun.
We'll get his true thoughts in the next segment. There's Robertson in motion. Whistles blow. Flag flies. Another false start on the Crimson Storm. That's 4 on the Crimson Storm this evening.
As Dustin Hay would say, oops, doesn't get my 5 yards back. So that's been huge right there.
Use that in parenting. Just gotta substitute 5 yards for something. 2 wide either side. Porter back to pass. Pressure comes up the middle. Steps up, flag flies, he's sacked. Got back to the line of scrimmage. Mikey Gonzalez, the last one up, along with Matt Burton. Going to be 2nd and 15, and Todd Knight's going to back the Crimson Storm up with this hold. We're going to tag Zach Cizik with the hold. Now 8 penalties for 65 yards for the Crimson Storm and facing a 1st and 25 all the way back at their own 23-yard line. 13-14 to play. The clock continues to move. Ball right in the middle of the field. Trips left for SNU. Porter rolls that way. Now he'll cut against the grain. Evades a couple defenders, and he's loose across midfield. Cuts it back to the inside toward the SNU sideline, and he gallops out of bounds at the Ouachita 37-yard line. 1st and 25. Don't care. There goes Gage Porter for 38 yards.
Yeah, that defense kind of just parted like the Red Sea right there, and 14 just took care of the business. So that's a great run right there.
Gage now up to 189 yards on 17 carries. He's had his way with the Ouachita defense tonight. Porter gives to Farr. He cuts up field and flies down to the 31-yard line as he was tripped up by Proctor. Farr got the last 3 yards of that run in the air down to the 31. 2nd down and 4 for the Crimson Storm. 12:15 to play.
This offense has seemed to find a little bit of life in that big run right there.
2 wide left and 2 to the right with the ball in the right hash. Here comes Robertson in motion. Porter fakes the give to him. Back to pass. Fires it over the middle. He's got Donovan Hill inside the 20-yard line to the 16-yard line. Cut down there by Dawson Miller, but it's another big pickup for the Crimson Storm. And the Storm now in the red zone once again.
That's a really great pass right there to stand up tall when the pressure's coming and throw it right over the top. He got smoke showed after the throw.
There's not a variety of hit that Gage Porter has not taken over the last 2 years in particular. Everyone in tight, 2 wide either side. Porter's back to pass. Looking left side to the end zone. Touchdown! Jarrell Farr from 16 yards out. Whistles blow, but it's just because Braylon Butler lost his helmet. The touchdown stands, and the Crimson Storm, like a hot knife through butter, just marched straight down the field on the Tigers. And it's a 2-score game once again with 11:11 to play.
This Storm team finds a little bit of life right here. We need a big-time stop by the defense.
Adam Atwell's extra point, up and true. Our new score in Bethany, 42-28, 11:11 to play. We'll take a timeout and be back with more football. This is Crimson Storm football.
Character, culture, and Christ have been the motto for Southern Nazarene University for many, many years. When I came as president, I was really curious about those words and really curious to dig into the archives. In fact, a conversation on campus one day with a visitor to our campus who asked that same question: what does character, culture, and Christ mean today? These days I like to talk about refining character. I think that we're all in process, and in those collegiate years, those years of a university experience, there's a great opportunity to refine character.
Welcome back to Bethany. 11:11 to play in the ball game. 42-28, Ouachita Baptist with the lead. Crimson Storm trying to hang around and get stops. They've gotten 2 here in the second half out of 4 possessions for the Tigers. See if they can get another one right here. Van Pruyen has it teed up right at the 35. He'll send it deep. And that one going to be a touchback as it sails over McElhaney's head. So here comes the SNU defense. See what the Tigers have in store. And it's Eli Livingston coming out at quarterback for the Tigers.
Luke, is this a make-or-break drive for the Crimson Storm right here?
Absolutely. Interesting decision with Harms hanging out in the back of the offensive huddle on the sideline. Helmet on his head. But it's Livingston, the more agile option. 2 wide right, Bo Baker to the left. Livingston takes a snap, gives to Givens. Into the teeth of the defense. And a gain of 2 for Givens. Wrapped up by Ben Rutherford. Jalen Mays coming down from his safety position as well. Just a gain of 2, 2nd and 8. Two wide right, one left for the Tigers. SNU showing blitz off the edge. Livingston takes a snap, running left hard the whole way. Cuts up field, ushered out of bounds unceremoniously by Carter Brock. They give him the 30-yard line. 3-yard pickup, 3rd down and 5 for the Tigers. Livingston's got some speed getting to the edge, but SNU was equal to the task right there, Grayson.
Riley Harm's still not coming in at quarterback right here on third and medium. Interesting.
They marked him all the way up to the 31. Pretty generous there. 2 wide either side on 3rd down. Givens behind Livingston. Now he motions him to the right of the quarterback. Livingston back to pass. Crushed as he throws, looking downfield for McElhaney. And he comes back and makes the catch on the underthrown pass. Livingston took a massive hit as he threw it, but McElhaney got his head around, found the underthrown pass, and Jalen Mays couldn't get his head around in time. Huge conversion on 3rd and 5. That's one you got to have.
You got to be thinking, did Riley Harms did he get hurt on that 3rd down play earlier? Not quite sure why he's not in on that play right there.
2 wide right for the Tigers. Isaac Edwards is the back. Livingston gives to Edwards, running right, cuts it back against the grain. A nice job by Emmanuel Obina to hem him in. Austin Martin had a hold of his legs. Just a 2-yard pickup on 1st down, 2nd and 8, as we tick under 9 minutes to play. Tigers now 6 of 9 on 3rd down today. 50% on 3rd downs this season, which was tied for 11th nationally. Givens in at Wildcat quarterback, 2 wide to the right. Turner, the tight end, goes right as well. Givens. Now he's going to throw, fires it downfield, looking for the tight end. He's got it. Excuse me, the wide receiver, Hank Hatfield, all the way to the 11-yard line. And that was being set up all night long. The SNU defense gets burned there. The big pass play, and again, running that play on 2nd down as opposed to 3rd down.
Yeah, that's a really interesting play call.
First and 10 at the 11. Livingston back out there at quarterback. Takes a snap, running right all the way. Finds a gap and cruises into the end zone. Ron Flores and Kendall Givens taking their blocking into the SNU sideline. No flags either way. But the Tigers go right back down the field and put another one in the end zone against the Crimson Storm defense.
Yeah, that stretch play seems to be working really well for this Ouachita offense right now. It's just shredding the defense.
7:41 to play. The Tigers once again lead by 20. And Goodwin's extra point makes it 21. 49-28. 7:41 to play in Bethany. Timeout on the field. We'll take it as well and be back after these messages. This is SNU football.
favorite things about SNU was the relationships I was able to have with people, with professors, with friends.
One thing that was purposely different about SNU was the integration of faith into the academics. I feel like I learned so much from that helped prepare me for life after college, to be a husband and someday to be a father. It was a really, really transformational time in my life.
My degree could have come from anywhere, but my relationships with people, I know I would not have gotten anywhere else. Go to snu.edu to apply or to schedule a visit.
7:41 to play in the ball game. 49-28, Ouachita Baptist with the lead. The Tigers up to 534 yards of offense tonight on 9.2 yards per play. SNU right behind them, 439 yards and 8.8 yards per play. The offense has not been in short supply tonight. A combined 77 points thus far. The Crimson Storm offense with another chance to get back out there. High end over end kick, going to come down to Weston Smith. No, he bobbled it. Now Donald May still battling for it, and May finally covers it up at the 18-yard line. Josiah Johnson nearly there to fight for it, but May was the one who got on top of it to avert disaster for the Crimson Storm. So SNU
that's a scary one.
Less than ideal field position for SNU. Now 82 yards away from pay dirt with just 7:36 to play. Crimson Storm with just 2 timeouts remaining as well, as they had to burn one in the third quarter to avoid a delay of game penalty. Here's the SNU offense. 2 wide either side. Zapata to the left. Gage Porter. Ball on the left hash on first down. Porter following Zapata's block all the way. Cuts it upfield. Will be taken down at the 22-yard line by Jax Miller. Mikey Gonzalez a little slow to get up for the Tigers, but moves back over to his defensive end position. 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. Two wide either side this time. Everybody in tight. Porter's back to pass. Has time. Steps up. Fires over the middle. He's got Andrew Tisdale at the 40. Upfield, 45. Before he's finally knocked down at midfield. Great catch and run there by Andrew Tisdale. His first catch of the game. It was for 28.
Kind of shortened us a couple yards right there on that catch, huh?
Clock moves, 6.5 minutes to play. Ryan tight again for Porter. Back to pass, steps up, avoids the rush, and is going to be slung down as he falls across the line of scrimmage by Matt Burton. Gain of 1 down to the Ouachita 49-yard line. 2nd and 9 for the Crimson Storm, coming up on 6 minutes to play. Trailing 49-28. SNU spreads it out now. 2 wide either side. Porter back to pass. Fires it. And it is going wrestled for. Let's see who comes up with it.
Dalen Smith.
Smith, the tight end, looks like he came up with it. Smith had the catch. The officials are talking about it now. And now we've got 4 officials huddling and discussing it. See what they decide. And it looks like they're going to rule this an interception.
And down goes the challenge flag.
We're waiting on an explanation. Nobody's really signaled anything yet. Now they rule it an interception. And SNU's Dustin Hay are going to challenge that ruling. To say that Dustin Hay would be not pleased right now would be an understatement. And Smith got assaulted trying to receive the pass.
There not being pass interference on that play is pretty crazy, and then to call it an interception is pretty much crazier. So,
it'll be tough. You know, the only angles we have are up in the booth to our right from the coaching film, and then in the end zone. We've got the replay here for you, so we'll see how it looks from our vantage point. You see there, Smith getting assaulted. Ball's loose, both players have it. It comes loose again, and Smith's the one who ends up with it. So, if you've got to complete the process of the catch, then everything that's happening right there at the end of the play should be part of the equation. Officials are quickly out of the tent. And the ruling on the field stands, and Dustin Hay is sufficiently annoyed.
Yeah, from the booth, that pretty much looks like a catch to just about anybody that has eyes. So that's a pretty questionable call there.
And a missed interference flag as well. So SNU out of challenges now, and down to one timeout. Officially the second interception of the night for Gage Porter. Turns aside what was looking to be another promising drive for the Crimson Storm. So here's Livingston and the Ouachita offense. Too wide to the right, Bo Baker to the left. The give is to Edwards. Right up the middle he goes, and he's chopped down very quickly by Jalen Mays. Gain of 3 on first down, 2nd and 7.
Dustin Hay is still pretty fired up down there, it looks like.
Understandably so. Same crew that we had for the Southern Arc game. That's had some interesting moments, to say the least, in that one. Gives to Livingston. Stretch to the left. Grabbed and thrown out of bounds. Up at about the 45-yard line. Carter Brock out there. Jesse Fairchild, the last one out of the Ouachita sideline. So 3rd down and 5. Clock continues to move. 4:45 to play in the ball game. Too wide to either side for Eli Livingston and the Ouachita offense. From the left hash, Edwards is the back. Livingston moves Edwards to his left. Quarterback draw. Livingston makes a man miss, and he's got space. Flag flies. Livingston is going to be taken down at the 36-yard line. We got multiple flags in the backfield, so I believe this one's going to come back. Flag is on Nathan Turner, who I believe you predicted a flag for in our pregame conversations.
Yep, he is something about the number 62, man. You just love to hold people. It's a common occurrence, I think.
What number did you wear again?
62.
Oh yeah. So that makes it 3rd and 15 back at the Ouachita 35-yard line. See if SNU can get the stop desperately needs here. Livingston back to pass. Evans being corralled. Livingston pushed out of bounds. Let's see where they mark him. I believe they're going to mark him shy at the 47-yard line. So that'll be 4th down and 3 for the Tigers.
This white hat missed a blatant holding penalty on Jesse Fairchild right there. That's huge.
Yes, it was front and center on your screen there, everyone. If you did not see it, you were in the kitchen making yourself a snack. So the Tigers will punt 3:15 and counting. Tigers going to run this down to about 3 minutes left and take a timeout, it would appear. (49-28) Ouachita Baptist with the lead. And Grayson, we talked in the pregame show. Arkadelphia has not been kind to SNU in this series, but here in Bethany, there's been some weird ones.
Yeah, I think Ouachita.
Cold, rainy game of 4 years ago. 2 years ago was not exactly a pleasant experience for SNU, just 41 total yards in that game. But, 4 years ago in the wind and rain and cold, SNU jumped out to a 13-0 lead, and Ouachita finally able to put them away in the fourth quarter. But 2017 was a tight game here as well. So some strange things have happened here in Bethany. It's been a lot more competitive here in Bethany over the years, and tonight's no exception.
Yeah, I think their home field has got to be one of the hardest to play at in the conference. It's just a different kind of environment, and their band gets after you with the eye of the tiger about the whole entire game. So it's hard. It's hard to hear out there, that's for sure.
How would you rank the GAC accommodations for the visitors?
Oh gosh, not very high. Southeastern's got to be one of the worst locker rooms to be at as an away team. And Southern Arc, you walk the best part of 3/4 of a mile to get to the field from their visiting locker room. So it's not the greatest, that's for sure.
Joe Couch to punt. Sends this high wobbler. Joe Flores fields it inside the 15, dives across the 15 to the 16, 2:51 to play. All right, so you got Southeastern down there at the bottom, Southern Arc, a long walk.
Ouachita's is a long walk, but their locker rooms are pretty nice. Monticello, they put you in the baseball complex, so they're probably low on the bottom.
Oklahoma Baptist, that's a long walk into the dorms.
And you're in the dorms. Arc-Tech's got to be the nicest.
2 wide either side. Porter, play action, looking, back to pass, fires it across the middle. Tisdale has it knocked away from him by Weston, and again a lot of contact being let go there by the side judge. 2nd and 10. With 2:45 to play. There's a lot of schools that the visiting locker room is not in the stadium.
Oh, tons.
I mean, Henderson State is not.
Henderson State's a long walk and up the hill.
Porter has a snap, back to pass. Has plenty of time. Zips it over the middle. Asa Robertson with a nice hands catch. Up at the 23-yard line. SNU needing more than 7 yards a pop with 2.5 minutes to play. Third and 3 for the Crimson Storm. Needing to get up to the 26-yard line. Porter outside, wide of Donovan Hill. It's incomplete. And Mikey Gonzalez is down for the Tigers at the 20-yard line, and he's grabbing at his left knee, and that's not a good sign if you're a Tiger fan.
Yeah, it looks like the whole entire offensive line did a little pop and cut all the way down the line, and it looks like he probably just got caught in the crossfire.
Gonzalez helped to his feet and not putting much weight on that left leg. Helped off the sideline. Hope that he'll be all right. 4th and 3 with 2:18 to go. SNU will leave the offense on the field and look to pick this one up. And need to get to the 26-yard line for the first down. Two wide left, one right. Aaron Fellows in tight along the right side. Zapata to the left of Porter. Now he shifts over to the right side. Porter takes a snap, back to pass. Under pressure. Evades. Fires it downfield. Donovan Hill up high. Knocked away. Incomplete is the ruling. It wouldn't matter if it was an interception anyway. Hill is now down and is injured. It's incomplete. There's a flag down back near the line of scrimmage.
Number 13 on Ouachita doesn't look happy. It looks like it might be roughing the passer maybe.
Todd Knight also not happy. Donovan Hill is down for S&U. Crimson Storm fans not pleased of Todd Knight's extended conversations with the officials. So the roughing the passer penalty on Dawson Miller gives the Crimson Storm new life. They're at 15-yard penalty up at their own 38-yard line. Donovan Hill helped to his feet, not putting any weight on that right leg. Hill went up high, tried to snag that pass, nearly had it, just bounced off his hands.
Yeah, there's a lot of contact on that one. It's a tough ball to make right there, that play with two guys on you. So
when you're up high like that, and there's lots of traffic underneath you. Always a scary proposition coming down.
Yeah.
Hopefully nothing too serious for Donovan, who's had a great year. 6 catches, 109 yards. 3 catches, 53 yards. A team high in yards today.
And he had a few big ones called back against SWASU on a couple interference calls. So
here's S&U with a fresh set of downs at their own 38-yard line. 2:06 to play. 49-28 Ouachita. Trips to the left for S&U. Porter takes a snap. Looking down the field. Now he's under pressure. And he's going to be taken down for a loss back to the 37-yard line. First negative rush of the day for Gage Porter. First sack of the night for the Tigers. 1:45 to go. S&U second and 11. Their own 37-yard line. Porter takes the snap, back to pass. Fires it, looking for Tisdale, and nearly threw it right into the hands of Mario Ganter, who jumped that route. Incomplete, 1:28 to go, 3rd down and 11.
He's going to be kicking himself about that drop later.
Might have been a house call there for Ganter.
I don't think anybody was going to catch him. I think he had everything but green grass in front of him.
3rd and 11 for the Crimson Storm, 2 wide either side. Porter back to pass. Fires it to a crossing Joa Flores. It's just a gain of 4 up to the 41-yard line. 1:18 to play. Another 4th down for the Crimson Storm, 4th and 7. One minute to play in the ball game. 49-28, Ouachita.
Got to think this ball is probably going to Jarrell Farr here.
Porter takes a snap, back to pass. Fires it, looking for Farr, just a little bit too tall for the junior. And that's how this one's going to come to an end in Bethany. .43 seconds to play. The Tigers are going to move to 8-1. Crimson Storm dropped to 4-5 this season. Just 1-4 at home this year. The Tigers, 2 knees are going to do it. Play clock slow to reset there. So that should be it. Tigers won't have to snap it again. So that's the ball game in Bethany. 49-28. Southern Nazarene falls to number 14, Ouachita Baptist. A high-scoring affair in Bethany. A little bit more of a shootout than we expected, Grayson, but you know, the Crimson Storm looking on the bright side. You know, continue to improve, continue to be a challenge for the best teams in the league. You know, they're not the easy out that the Crimson Storm used to be. Plenty of good things to look at from this one, but certainly the thing you'll look back at most is just the inability to get consistent stops and then take advantage when those stops came. SNU just unable to go down and get points after getting those stops. Right there at the beginning of the third quarter was a huge moment. You get the stop on the opening drive, then you can't turn around and drive down and get points, cut into that halftime deficit. You know, it's a tough moment for SNU. There's a couple of those here tonight that SNU just unable to take advantage of. But still a lot of positives coming out of this one too.
Definitely a lot of positives. We still got 2 games left, going to Monticello next week and closing with Oklahoma Baptist at home. So a lot of winnable games left to set a new season high total and wins. So a lot of positives to still look at in this season.
Absolutely. Looking through the final numbers for you this evening, the Tigers 62 plays, 550 yards of offense, 8.9 yards per play tonight. The Crimson Storm 61 plays, 483 yards, 7.9 yards per play. SNU rolled up 304 yards on the ground against a defense allowing just 40 yards per game this season. The Tigers 211 yards on the ground tonight. But the Tigers really took apart the SNU secondary, 339 yards through the air, 19 of 25. 1 interception for Riley Harms. SNU 179 yards through the air. Gage Porter was 16 of 28, 2 interceptions and a touchdown. Individually, Gage Porter also 20 carries, 193 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 carries for 78 yards and a touchdown for Jarrell Farr, 7 for 25 for Carlos Cepeda, and a plethora of outstanding lead blocks for the senior from Ponder, Texas. Asa Robertson 3 for 7 yards and 1 for 1 for Aaron Fellows. Kendall Givens, 24 carries, 107 yards, and 2 scores. Isaac Edwards had 5 carries for 56 yards. Eli Livingston, 6 carries, 52 yards, and 2 scores. On the receiving side, Connor Flanagan, 8 catches, 149 yards, 3 for 89, and a touchdown for Carter McElhaney, 1 for 27 for Hank Hatfield, 2 for 22 and a score for Jeremiah Turner, 2 for 17 and a score for Garrison Jackson. For SNU, Donovan Hill, 3 catches, 53 yards, 5 for 41 for Asa Robertson, 4 for 39 for Jarrell Farr, 1 for 28 for Andrew Tisdale, 1 for 12 for Aaron Fellows, 1 for 4 for Joe Flores, and 1 for 2 for Carlos Cepeda. SNU had the ball 31 minutes, 31 seconds. The Tigers 28-29. SNU just 3 of 11 on third downs today, and that really the big difference between the two teams. The Tigers 5 of 9 on third downs today. Penalties also a problem for SNU, 8 for 60 for the Crimson Storm, 4 for 40 for Ouachita Baptist. Looking on the defensive side of things, Jalen Mays led the way for SNU with 10 tackles. Emmanuel Obina, 7, and 1 tackle for loss. Holden Hill with 6. David Omasigo had 3 with a tackle for loss. Carter Brock, Jake Wright, and Cole McMahon each with 4. And Josh Johnson coming up with the lone interception for SNU tonight. 10 tackles for Trey Proctor, 8 for Jax Miller, 6 for Dawson Miller and a tackle for loss, and 5 for Josiah Johnson, along with a tackle for loss tonight. Grayson, final thoughts from tonight. Again, a tough loss for the Crimson Storm, but again, a competitive game, one that you never really felt that SNU was truly out of until the final moments.
Yeah, I think the score isn't indicative of how we really played on the field in this game. I think the offense has got a lot to still work on, and so does the defense. And we have 2 games left to get everything rolling at full speed. So I think that this team has come a long, long way since back in the day. So really, really proud of these guys and excited for the rest of their season.
SNU finished 5-6 a season ago, and talking to Coach Hayden in the preseason, he said that we will be better this year. It might not translate to wins and losses, and coming off a 1-10 year, obviously it did translate to wins and losses. And if part of me almost feels like he was a year early in saying that, because it does still feel that the Crimson Storm are a lot better even than they were a year ago. There's been some, maybe some differences in the offense that have been interesting as far as not being able to sustain drives at times. But at the same time, things seem better. The defense is absolutely better 100%. This year than it was even last year. And before that, the 2021 season. We've seen that progression. And yet, SNU still 4-5 at this point. 2 winnable games, like you said, left. Do you feel that same way, that, the improvement hasn't completely translated to wins?
Yeah, I completely agree. I think that this team's a lot better than the record that they have right now. I think they could have a couple of plays here and there, and they could easily be a 6-game win team right now, 5 or 6 easily.
Yeah, they're not far away from a 6-3 record. I mean, a 7-point loss to Southern Arkansas. You hit a couple extra points or just get one more drive into the end zone against Southeastern, and you're sitting here at 6-3. You were coming into this game at 6-2 against Ouachita. I mean, you're just a few plays away from that. It continues to be an impressive turnaround under Coach Hayda. Looking ahead to next week, what do you expect to see from the Crimson Storm against the Weevils, and what can we expect from Monticello?
Monticello always comes out really, really hot at the beginning of the season, and they fade off slowly towards the end of the year. And I think for the first time in a long time, this is a really good spot for us against them, because we always seem to get matched up with them when they're in their hot time of the year, and right now they're about as down as you can be on a team. So I think that this is a really good spot for SNU to be in, and I'd expect probably an offensive explosion out there in Monticello.
Well, we will certainly hope to see that as well. And that's a 2 o'clock kickoff next week down in Monticello. We wrap things up in 2 weeks. Hard to believe we're already at the point to say wrap things up for the season. 2 weeks, homecoming weekend against Oklahoma Baptist. Should be an absolutely tremendous weekend, as Trevor Harmon's men's soccer program has the potential to be hosting the GAC tournament that weekend here. They got a 4-1 win over Ouachita out in Arkadelphia today to continue their stranglehold on the top spot in the GAC men's soccer standings. We'll have men's basketball Friday night, so a lot to look forward to homecoming weekend, Grayson. And it's homecoming. So I mean, we know you'll be around, of course, as well.
Absolutely. Have to be here for senior night for some of these guys. So that'll be a big time game, and I would expect it to be very, very competitive in that one.
Oklahoma Baptist 5-3 this season, looking to move to 6-3 on Saturday. They take on Arkansas Monticello in Shawnee on Saturday afternoon. So, well, that'll do it for us from this one in Bethany. 49-28, Ouachita Baptist gets the win over the Crimson Storm. Again, the Tigers moved to 8-1. SNU drops to 4-5 this season. 2 games left in the regular season. Grayson, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you filling in, and maybe we can get you back in the booth for that game against Oklahoma Baptist as well. We'll do the 3-man rotation that night.
Absolutely.
We'll see how it goes. So that's going to do it for us. For all of us here at SNU Athletics and our producer Grant McNew, I'm Luke McConnell saying good night from Bethany.